A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man,
Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 1014th episode of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, and small dick energy. We are megacasting live to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and of course, in crystal clear, high-resolution 4K, the one and only independent streaming platform built by the lovely and talented Devin for the TSR family. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharp Reality Live a part of your daily routine. Guys, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Donovan Sharpe TSR, as well as Facebook at Donovan Sharpe. Also follow me on Twitter, formerly known as X, at Donovan Sharpe. It's either TSR or HTR. I can't really remember, but just look up Donovan Sharpe. I'm sure you'll find it. Also, give us a follow on TikTok. You can follow us there at Donovan and Devin, no spaces. If you want to get your hands on my 3 free ebooks, 16 Ways to Immediately Disqualify Her for a Long-Term Relationship, Dead Bedroom, The Cure for a Sexless Relationship, and 14 questions she will ask you on the first date and how to correctly respond, head on over to tsracademy.com, plug in your very best email, and those 3 ebooks packed with rock-solid, life-changing information are yours absolutely free. We are presented by Happy Hippo Herbal, home of the highest quality kratom on the planet. I've used Happy Hippo kratom for almost 9 years, and I absolutely love it, guys. It elevates my mood, increases my productivity, and gives me a good, clean energy boost, and it usually lasts me for a few hours depending upon the strain I use. I've talked about Happy Hippo kratom in previous episodes, and I've written several articles about its benefits on Return of Kings. I've known the owner, Chris Diotis, for quite a while. He's a stand-up guy, runs a solid business, and has an excellent customer service department, guys. They are there to answer any and all questions you have, and they make sure you get your kratom as quickly as possible. I have never, and I mean never, had a bad experience with these guys. You guys know that I would never endorse or recommend anything that I don't use personally. So I can personally vouch for its effectiveness. Like I said, I've been using Happy Upple Kratom for years. So go to the link in the description and use promo code HTR, as in how to relationship, HTR, to get 15% off when you use that promo code. Plenty of ways to support the show. You can Super Chat, Cash App, or PayPal. Every dollar matters, every dollar counts, and every dollar is appreciated. Last but certainly not least, pardon me, See Me tickets. See Me tickets, in-person See Me tickets are completely sold out. Plus, we're not recording or distributing any of the speeches for public consumption. Not doing that this year. This means that the only people who will be able to watch are the standard and VIP ticket holders, but not to worry, you can still watch everything go down live when you buy a See Me virtual ticket at a fraction of the price. You will see and hear all speeches and other events live from anywhere in the world. Plus, you can interact with fellow virtual ticket holders and get your questions answered by the speakers themselves. Go to masculineexcellence.com now to get your virtual ticket for the 3rd Conference of Masculine Excellence. Link in description. All right, guys. Later on in the show, I'm going to be reacting. I'm going to be reacting to Pearl versus Pixie. We all know who Pixie is. She has made her rounds on Sosnick, Fresh and Fit, etc., etc. She, in a word, Pixie's not too bright. She's dumb. She thinks that because she tells us that she reads books and she can quote studies and stats and linguistically matching tones and words, rhymes, and all that other kind of stuff. She thinks she can win arguments. She really is just kind of annoying. It's really time for her. It's really time for these podcasts to stop letting her on the show. We've seen enough of her. We have seen enough of her. Just and it's interesting, guys. Even guests that even Fresh and Fit has their regular guests that we either like or don't like, right? Juicy had her run, she had to go. Shea Butter, she was fun for a little while, but she had to go. Even Nina the Pineapple has worn out her welcome. We all know Nina the Pineapple is hot, but she is an absolute complete waste. She's an undercover hoe with an OnlyFans who is never going to be in a relationship of consequence with a man she respects and loves. We all get sick of these guys. We all get sick of these people. Everybody runs its course, and I think Pixie has definitely ran her course, so we will get into that momentarily. However, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, this is going to be real good. However, what we are going to do now is, I hate when it does that. We are going to react.
With Chewies!
There it is. There it is. We are going to react to a police video. We are going to react to a police video. Pardon me. You guys seem to like it when I react to these, and so that is what we are going to do. So without further, oh wow, I didn't realize it was that far over. Sorry about that. Hang on, guys. We do it live, so it's got to go more toward that way. All right, let's see here. There we go. It's a little better. Oh my God, that's worse. Whoops, wrong way, y'all. My bad. There we go. Not much better. Thought I had all this calibrated, but I guess not. There we go. All right. Much more like it. Now you guys can actually see and hear me. Jay Blaze on the YouTube side says, please be another entitled white woman. Man, that is all we know how to do here at TSR Towers. We laugh. We like to laugh at entitled white women getting humbled, and this is no difference. Let's get it.
Ashley! With Chewies! Can I get out of here? I live in a $3 million house! What am I, some black, kid on a bike who's in the wrong neighborhood?
Whoa!
No, you're definitely treating me like...
You're being
a colored person. Yep.
On November 24th,
Yo, this bitch
2022,
said you're being treated
officers
like
pulled
a
over a
colored
vehicle
person.
driving recklessly while approaching a heavily populated Thanksgiving
Oh my
event.
God.
The driver allegedly fled the scene of the stop at a high rate of speed before fleeing again at another intersection.
Stop her. Shut the car off, man.
He's driving a Toyota?
Shut the car off.
Oh, she's driving it.
Thanksgiving. I just got a divorce. My fucking daughter.
Oh, there it is. Already with the excuses. Already with the excuses. It's Thanksgiving. I just got a divorce. My daughter this. Here we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Dude, my computer is going crazy today. That's actually why I'm a little bit late. Because, OBS is anyway.
Step out the car, please.
What in the is this? I'm trying to get home.
Step out the car, please, man.
Step out the car, bitch.
Yes, sir. What? No.
Yeah, you're getting arrested. You can't run from the cops, baby. She's got a Def Leppard t-shirt on. That's cool.
No, I don't have anybody. You guys.
Hey, bitch, you got a Range Rover. You got
I
something.
just got a divorce.
So, we don't care.
I'm trying to move.
Who gives a shit?
Please don't do this. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's a Velar, for sure.
I'm just trying to go to the gas.
I'm just trying to blah, 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 blah. I this, I that.
How come she's allowed out?
Because she didn't run from the cops.
Why are you letting her through and I can't get through?
Because she didn't run from the cops.
I'm trying to get to my neighborhood.
Too bad.
Seriously, guys. I just got a divorce from the most evil man ever.
Oh, of course.
I'm moving in like
wow.
2 days. I need to get off this island. Please. I'm sorry. I just...
Oh,
No,
you're
I
sorry.
did not. Wasn't anywhere near them. They
Oh
told
yeah,
me to
this
beat
bitch
the
needs to be.
people
She needs to
over
go
here.
away.
Ah!
Are you kidding me,
I'll take care of the paperwork. Just hang tight, okay?
dude? Just tase this chick, man.
You're arresting me for stupid run.
No,
Let me out.
you ran from the cops.
Please let me out.
It's
I live
illegal.
in a $3 million house right down the street.
And so,
And you won't let me out my neighborhood.
what's that got to do with anything?
Let me get your pepper spray.
Pepper spray.
If you do that, I'm going to pepper spray you. You got
I
me?
mean, I f***ing turds.
I'm going to pepper spray you. If
Dude,
you,
I live in a $3 million house down the street.
Just hear
Can
me
you
out.
write me up?
hear me this.
My daughter, I'm gonna lose my daughter today.
Listen to me carefully.
Look at this.
If you kick the window,
That's
I'm
my
going to
head. I
pepper
didn't
spray
kick the
you.
window.
Whatever you do, you bang your head in the window. If you don't sit here properly, I'm going to
How
pepper
long
spray
are we
you.
doing this for?
Oh my
How
God.
long has this been for?
Until I'm done doing what I need to do.
These bitches,
All
I swear
I'm
to
gonna talk
God.
you in a second.
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Oh, now you're
to
sorry.
endanger anybody, but the police officer on the other...
Apology accepted.
But the guy on the other side told me to beat the runners over.
He said apology accepted. Now shut up.
This is hurting.
I need to bring it down. Listen.
This is killing
I'll
me.
adjust that for you. Hear me out. All right. Right now you're at a level 10. I need you to bring it down to a 2.
Here's a level 2. Ready? I was trying to go to the gas station
Oh, this
morning,
fucking
and I
bitch.
can't get off my neighborhood.
Dude.
I'm sure come talk to you. all
Pepper
right?
spray her
I
ass,
need
man.
you
I
to
hope he
bang your
pepper
head in the
sprays
window.
her.
Don't kick anything. I need you to sit here.
I hope he
You're in
pepper
handcuffs.
sprays this
You're
bitch. I
arrested.
really, really
All
do.
right? I can't change that. It
For
what?
what?
It is. Fleeing and eluding. It is what it is. If you continue to
life.
do that, I'm telling you.
My life!
You're gonna
Yeah, Jay Blay says she has no concept of reality. Yeah, this is likely the first time she's ever been accosted by the cops because, you know, white women.
You don't get what I just went through.
Oh my
Like, at all.
God.
I just want to go home. You don't get it. I went through a 3-year
Pepper
divorce.
sprayer. I hope to
Fuck,
God
they
he
took
pepper
all
sprays
my
this
money. I'm fighting for my kid back.
Well, this isn't
I
gonna
know
help.
not deserve this.
Listen, I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
Like, I'm gonna lose my daughter today too.
No, you're not. Oh,
Ah!
This isn't gonna get you out of it.
Ah!
This isn't gonna get you out
Help me though. This is hurting. Look at my arm.
dude, pepper spray her ass.
You're killing me.
Oh my God, this bitch. This is unbelievable.
This is so tight. I'm a resident of this
I'm
neighborhood.
trying to adjust it for you.
I'm a resident of this neighborhood. Can I stand up?
No, turn around.
Nope.
If you want me to adjust it for you, you gotta turn around.
Oh, that's it. Pepper spray. Pepper spray.
Oh my God. You're so tight.
Oh, for crying. Oops.
Please let me out of this shit.
Oh my God. God, she's lost her. Oh my.
Take me all the way to jail.
Yes, yes.
Because I'm gonna lose my daughter today.
Nope, yeah, you're going to jail, baby.
I haven't seen her in 3 weeks, and I'm supposed to see her this morning.
Well, looks like it's gonna be a little longer, boo. Gonna be a little longer, boo. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta turn this down. This is craziness.
I think so. Ashley in auto groups who I just divorced.
Another bitch with too much lip filler.
With 2 E's. Can I get out of here?
Of course her name is Ashley with 2 E's. She made sure that they knew it was Ashley with 2 E's. Got it.
Stand up, I'm having an anxiety attack. I am making a scene. This is my neighborhood.
Dude, I would pepper spray the hell out of her. I hope he does, man.
These assholes.
Oh, we got her.
No, you did not.
Yes, the fuck he did. Yes, the hell he did. He's gonna pepper spray her ass. Get her again. Get her again. Get her again. Get her again. There it is. There it is. That'll calm her ass down. There it is. Peace. Thank you. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I swear to God, dude. Suffolk's Finest on the Rumble side says the fact that they have not sprayed her, tased her, or punched her means that she is not being treated like a black person. Yeah, right? Dude, I have never seen a Toyota Camry cop car.
Can I call a lawyer?
Oh my God.
Can I call my attorney?
No, bitch.
Can I call my
You
attorney?
can call her from jail.
Not right now.
I have an attorney though. I need to call them.
You're
Look.
not being questioned at this time.
I have a right to talk to my attorney. Right?
I swear to God.
Her license is good.
Yeah. Yeah, valid license.
Please.
Ice Dragon Kid says she needs to get chin checked. Yes, she does.
Let me out. Please, he's in my phone. You can call it for me. Please.
Iron Frame says, who is this
I need to
lunatic?
call my attorney though.
This lunatic is a rich white woman named Ashley who's never been arrested before. 2 E's. Ashley with 2 E's, by the way, guys.
Please, I need help.
Nope.
Please, I have the right to have my
Sorry.
attorney.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
I have the right to speak with my attorney.
Not yet.
So hear me
To
out.
represent me.
Are you going to allow me to explain to you?
Sure.
Okay. Your charges are this, as of now. There may be more. Fleeing and looting, hit and run because you hit a stop sign,
Ooh.
reckless driving, and obstruction.
Damn.
Those are your charges.
Oh,
alright?
shit.
I would love to talk to you about it.
Oh, my
alright?
God.
If you would like your attorney present, then I cannot talk to you about it. Would you like that, your attorney?
Am I going to jail?
Yes, you are.
Yes, I need my attorney.
Okay. So
Yo, she said, am I going to jail? He said, yep, you are. Yep.
I won't ask you any questions, all right? When you go to jail, you can phone your lawyer there. All right, ma'am?
Are we going now?
No.
T-Law says, is she hot? I just joined. No, she's not. Even if she
Please.
were.
I've lived here for 13 years. It was inappropriate of me.
Oh, here we
These
go.
runners are super important. The
Tell her
turkey
the-
trot
tell to the
bullshit's
judge.
super important.
Tell to
Please
the
let me
judge.
out. I would be so... Officers, I would be so appreciative if you wrote me as many big tickets and write-ups and arrests and just let me not go to jail today. I ruined everybody's plans trying to get me out.
Well, too bad.
If you guys want to drive me to my house and take my car
Nope, that ain't
right
happening.
down the street, I would be so thankful on Thanksgiving for you guys not to bring me all
Oh
the way
my
to the
God,
jail.
she's breaking out everything
Please.
on
I was
Thanksgiving.
aggravated that I couldn't get through. And I should have known better and gone through the 38th. I'm so sorry. I was trying to go quick so I could get home and shower.
I feel
I'd
not
be so
1
appreciative,
ounce
though,
of pity for
if
this
you guys
chick.
could not bring me all the way to jail. Officers, please. And I was out of line, so I won't even appeal any of them. But if you could just not take me all the way to jail, I just don't know how.
Unbelievable.
I'd be
See,
able to get out.
this is why cops tell you that you have the right to remain silent. When they tell you that you have the right to remain silent, okay, that means you have a right to shut the hell up and not incriminate yourself. But what she's doing now is she's literally confessing to the crimes.
Out. I've never been arrested for anything. I'm a good person. I'm sorry
Oh
I
no.
had a rough
Nope,
morning.
sorry.
I was out
Nope.
of line.
Sorry. Nope.
Will you please tell me, like, what?
No, baby, you don't.
If I don't get a lawyer,
You don't get to
what
run
you
from
were
the
gonna
cops.
Say? Sir,
Oh, now it's
Sir.
sir. Now it's sir.
Hello?
Yeah.
officer.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Mhm.
Officer, please. This is so f***ed up. Like,
Not that I fully endorse this yet, but this could be the reason why. women shouldn't vote. At least not this woman. This woman shouldn't vote. This woman, listen, some women vote with common sense. This woman doesn't vote with common sense. This woman should not vote. Oops. Ay. Oh my God, she's kicking the door again.
Stop!
Then quit kicking the fucking...
Dude!
This bitch is kicking the goddamn door. Now she's trying to get out.
Can I please call my little one's dad or somebody?
Nope, sure can't.
Why am I being treated like a piece of shit?
Well, because you are.
Why did you spray me with more pepper spray?
Because he told you if you kicked the door again, he'd spray you. Thank you.
No, I'm trying to hurt my head. I'm not trying to break your car. I'm trying to hurt myself.
No, you're not.
Please help me. Oh my God. This is the most inhumane thing ever. I'm not a criminal.
Not yet, you're not.
This.
Not yet, you're not. Yes, you do.
My face is falling off.
This is why you can't.
I'm sorry, all my feet.
This is why you don't run from the cops.
I will vacuum your car for you. Is this really appropriate? Like,
this bitch said she'll vacuum her. This bitch just said I will vacuum your car for you. That's not even worth charging her with a bribe.
Like the housewife on Snell Isle getting pepper sprayed and thrown in the back of your car during a turkey trot run?
Yep, that's about the size of it.
Does this make you guys feel like you have big ass balls or something?
Yep, sure does.
Short dick
Damn
police
right.
officers?
Damn right.
I hope you know this is inhumane, and I will try you just...
You want to know what's inhumane? Is running from the cops and endangering the lives of pedestrians. That's inhumane. You're going to jail, bitch.
Like I'm trying Judge Hellinger with the federal court. Would somebody like to wipe my face?
Nope.
Please don't play on my phone. You have no right to go through all my naked pictures, you freaking weirdos.
Oh my God.
Yeah? Awesome.
This bitch.
You guys are losers.
Here we go. Now, yep.
I hope you know.
Here comes the anger.
Absolutely going to appeal this charge. You fucking monster fucking St. Pete police losers.
Oh, she's in St. Petersburg. Awesome.
This is inhumane. You pepper sprayed a freaking mom trying to go to the gas station during the turkey trot.
Who was also trying to kick the doors in and, as you put it, hurt yourself. This is what happens. And he warned you. James Abrams with the $20 super chat says, "What's up, Donovan? Mad respect and seeing you on Fresh and Fit. Keep making men better. We need you guys 100. Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. By the way, quick update. I was going to go to Miami the day after tomorrow, but I was informed by Myron that tonight is their last night. Tonight is their last show in their old studio. They're going to be moving to a new studio. So I guess I'll see him when I see him.
You arrested me, and you've sprayed me with pepper spray like 3 times now.
Yep, sure did.
I hope you're ready, because I'm f***ing coming after you guys in court.
Totally.
This will be on all of the social media, you f***ing losers.
You hear this?
You please
It's going to be on all the social
my
media.
arm is going to fall off. No finger, unless you have tiny fucking midget fingers. They don't fit in here. I cannot wait to expose.
All right, I'm going to transfer you into a Judge Burton car. All right?
Let's go.
I can't see. You're going to have to get me out over on this
This
side.
fucking bitch. Now she's acting like a child. I can't see. You gotta come get me.
I mean, look at,
Hey, hang on 1 second. Wait a minute. Wait. Hey, look.
You know I'm a Snell Isle resident?
Yeah, you're embarrassing yourself. Stop.
No, I'm not. Embarrassing myself.
Yes, you actually
I'm
kind
the
of are.
fucking mom on Snell Isle, and you guys fucking arrested me, pepper sprayed me 3 times.
Oh, damn, the
You
lady
wanna see
cop's
my
got a
boobs, too?
sleeve
What are you
tattoo.
guys doing?
Female officer.
Weirdos.
Damn. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's why they brought the woman in.
This is so disgusting. I literally live on...
Let me tell you this. This officer checks his car before and after his shift, before and after when it gets inside, all right? You're the first person in this car for this shift. There's nothing in the car. Do you have anything
I
on
have
you?
fingernails in your car.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm sorry for my...
Oh, you're not going to get those back.
What, my shoes?
No, your fingernails.
No, I wasn't trying to. I was just letting him know it's weird. I would have vacuumed it out for him.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Boy, she's just gonna be as difficult
Slip
as...
them off.
What?
Slip them
Yeah. sweetheart, you said you were trying to hurt yourself. And for those of you guys who have never been arrested before they take you into custody, before they actually put you in the jail cell, they take anything long, like belts and or shoestrings, especially because she said, I'm trying to hurt myself.
Oh my god, you guys are fucking... This is disgusting.
Well,
Seat, okay?
There you go.
yep, so is running from the cops. That's equally as disgusting.
There you go. Now put your...
You guys can pick me up. I don't know what the fuck you want.
This.
I can't follow directions when I can't see.
Oh my god, this girl.
Put your butt on the thing. Up a little bit more. You can feel it. I know you can. Ma'am.
Dude, this bitch.
Go
This,
back a little bit, scooch
guys,
back.
this is
This is right
unbelievable.
there.
Where are we going?
Women,
In the car. You're putting
you
your
are
foot in the
going
car.
to jail.
You're good. Just go on your side.
Are you gonna pepper spray me again?
Yep,
If you act up, I will.
yep.
Sit back.
Now,
I'm trying not to.
uh-oh, when they get the bitch involved, it's on.
I'm trying.
You pepper sprayed me twice.
Yes, because you don't know how to act. Put your foot in the car. Oh. I got you. You're good.
Somehow it closed on me.
You know what? She's gonna try. I
Thank you,
know,
ma'am. Here, I'm gonna buckle you in. Behave
Why
yourself.
would you do that?
Because you're not
because
behaving.
it's the law.
Jesus.
Good God. Oh, no. This bitch. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to. I think I got frustrated trying.
This
to
is
get off the
reality
island
starting
and
to set
talking
in.
Sometimes I've lived here 14 years. I wasn't trying to put anybody
Wait, I thought it was 13.
in danger. I was trying to get to the gas station so I could get some coffee, so I could go home and shower and go get my daughter. I just got through a 3-year divorce with the meanest person ever.
Of course.
And yeah, I haven't seen
Yeah,
my daughter
yeah.
in 3 weeks. She's
yeah.
6.5.
Too bad.
And I got pepper sprayed twice, and
Did your how did your nails come off? Did they break?
I know they're the glue on kind.
Okay.
But I DJ on the weekends, and I'm at Trist,
Okay.
and they just pop off super like ghetto. But I just do them for the weekends. But I was just letting him know that I would vacuum his car
No.
because
you
that's
don't
really
do that.
yucky. That fingernails.
Oh no, that's.
I'm sorry. I was just seeing my daughter today. Like I literally.
Here
just
come the
got
waterworks
worst
because she's
3
talking to a woman. Do you see how
separate-
women shift back and forth
and it
here?
was not right of me to get mad. I couldn't drive past. I didn't.
This is the emoji I'm thinking of right here.
Well, unfortunately, you know.
Unfortunately, I get pepper sprayed
Well,
and my whole life ruined.
your life isn't ruined.
It's ruined.
It really.
I already
isn't.
lost my daughter. And my mom died, my dad died. I lost
Oh,
my
for
career.
crying out loud. Ay.
You're about to go see her, right?
I lost custody
Okay. Well,
because Judge Hellinger was biased, and I have to try the entire thing.
Oh,
So after
bias.
spending
I wonder why.
$800,000 on lawyers and accountants.
I thought you lived in a $3 million home. What happened to that?
Awful. I was just asking for them to be kind, so I wouldn't have to ask any family members to get me from jail.
Who
And allow
cares?
me to go to any hearing or
Take her to
court
fucking jail.
or whatever need be. I don't have anybody really to call to
Yes, you
to
do.
come get
Yes, you
me.
do. Stop it.
when you get out of here, your life isn't ruined. Your life isn't over. But
My
what
life is already ruined before you guys did this.
What I do suggest is that you go find a really good therapist.
I have 17 of them, girl. You don't even know.
They're not working then.
No, they're not. Do you want to know why? Because I was tortured by a narcissist.
Yo,
and by the court
the
system
fucking
for 3
lady cop was
solid
like,
years.
bitch, get a
Well, these bad
therapist.
decisions keep happening until you work through your problem.
This is a fun bad decision.
Oh.
Well, a few in a row. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, would you like to look at my record and see if I've
No,
ever had
I'm
any
not
other
judging
bad
you.
decisions?
You don't.
I
even-
get it. This
I'm
is
not
the
judging
effect
you.
of my awful divorce. I was angry.
Right,
and,
right,
yes,
right.
Had an attitude with officers. So,
Yes,
So
yeah.
I deserve
Mhm.
getting pepper sprayed.
No,
No.
yes.
And fucking.
Oh, no. Yes, you deserve to get pepper sprayed because you are trying to destroy government property. And he warned you.
And my shoes taken off.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Is that
I'm
right?
actually-
I deserve this?
no. That's not even what I said to you. Nobody deserves anything.
No,
don't
you told
deserve
me to
be
get
punished.
therapy after this.
Yes, because
Well-
that's what you need.
I have a therapist.
Well, that doesn't mean it's working. You don't just go in like it magically works.
You know what works? Getting away from my divorce for a
Yo,
week. I just got my
this
final order
fucking
this
lady
week.
cop
You
is a
have some things
savage.
You need to work through. because-
Yeah, moving out of this shit neighborhood. Because I've been
Oh
stuck
my
here
God.
for 13 years.
Oh my God.
And for 6
You've been stuck in a $3 million house for 13 years. Got it.
of them, for the last 3, I've been looking at all these happy families while my ex had cheated on me the entire time.
Oh,
It's been
please,
so
give me
yes,
a
this is a
break.
little
Oh.
unraveling. This is not what I needed on
Nobody gives a shit
Thanksgiving.
about your problems, boo.
I don't doubt it.
But
you
you guys don't care. You guys are
Well,
taking me to jail.
You know what though? If I didn't care, I really don't have to stand here and talk to you.
Why are you talking?
Ooh.
I actually do care because maybe I can relate to you in some way. Because I'm a human just like you, and
I don't know.
I go through stuff.
Oh,
Like,
damn.
you go through stuff.
Damn,
just
that
like
shut her up,
everybody
didn't it?
else.
Well, this is certainly stuff.
She
Yeah,
says,
I
doesn't
didn't
mean the
need to be
therapy's
treated
working.
like this.
Well, I mean, we didn't choose to treat you like this.
There you go. Yeah.
There were some decisions, and
That's hilarious.
No,
'cause
that's
I'm
not
gonna
hilarious.
definitely try that in
That's
court.
correct.
Okay. Well, make sure you let everybody in court know that at the end of the day, we were actually trying to help you. And I
Oh,
would
she's
want
not
to
doing
see
that.
you
She's
back
not
in
doing that,
this
officer. She
and
ain't
turn
doing
your
that.
life around.
She's
My
not
life
doing that.
is around. You guys just fucked up my day.
No, you fucked up your day.
My day.
No,
My
you fucked
day.
up your day.
My day. Look at my arrest records. How do I need to come back from this? I have no arrest records. I have a clean record.
Right, but
Yeah, so quit with this. It's nice you're relatable, but unless you're going to unlock me, let me out of the car.
There you go. See that? Do you see that right there? Do you see what women do? You see what women do? They try to make you feel sorry for them, and then when they don't get the result, then they make their friendship conditional. Like, thanks for not being a fucking bitch to me. Thanks for not pepper spraying me. Thanks for actually giving me a voice. But none of that means shit unless you allow me to get away with the law. Guys, this is the mentality of the average rank and file entitled white woman in America.
I don't really feel the need for this conversation.
Okay.
sometimes there's accountability for your actions.
Oops.
Yes, I'm accountable
No, you're not.
for being angry and
not
and
quite.
not driving properly.
Yeah, running from the
Okay.
cops.
I didn't put anybody in danger
Oh,
because I
uh-oh.
wasn't near anybody.
Oh boy.
But
Oh
I was
boy.
driving
Stop the cab.
unruly.
Right on the route, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know. I could see people because
Bitch,
my
you
eyes
hit
were
you hit a
open,
stop
but,
sign.
No, I didn't hurt anybody. I drove a little unruly, and you faces
And she's still
like-
calling them fuck faces.
this. So that's
Awesome.
fine.
Calling him a
I
fuckface. Yeah, that's a great way to get out of getting arrested.
cannot wait to put it all over the social media
Okay.
and take you guys down.
Are you under the influence of any kind of narcotics or anything?
No,
right now?
I'm not.
Stop the
I
cab.
just don't give a shit.
Of course not.
Well, I'm sorry about that. 'cause-
Why? Why you think I'm supposed to be quiet and
Oh
not
my God.
put
She
down
needs
the
to
St. Pete Police Department all over social media after this?
Nobody cares,
This
bitch.
is what I do. That is a power that I have made with social media. I
And this is why you are divorced.
have an opinion and a voice.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Between you guys, and then I'm also doing a full-blown appeal on Judge Hellinger to have him removed. Because I was just given the most unfair trial.
Oh my
Ever.
God.
well,
Oh.
maybe instead of pointing fingers at everybody else, you might want to like kind of.
No, actually, like I was given a very unfair trial. I'm pretty sure if there was
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
and what am I up? Some black like kid on a bike who's in the wrong neighborhood, and you guys beat me down with all this pepper spray because that's what you guys do.
Oh shit!
You guys are, yeah.
Oh
You're
my
treating me
God.
like one of those kids on a bike that drove
Oh.
up from like the. Yeah.
Well, now you're being ignorant.
No, I'm really not.
She's slowing down. She's slowing
No,
down.
you're
No.
definitely treating me like
You're being
a colored person.
She shut the door on her ass. She said, "Fuck it, you got racial. I'm
You're
out."
treating me not like a white woman. That's for damn sure.
Oh,
This will be quite fun.
Yeah, but see that? Did you see what she just said? Did you see what she just said? White girls know they have privilege. Listen to what she says. This is awesome.
Yep.
Dude,
If
I
you're
could
treating me
react
not like
to
a
these
white
all
woman,
day.
that's for damn sure.
There it is.
This'll be quick.
You're treating me not like a white woman, that's for sure. Do you see? White women know that they can get away with murder. They know they can. But now because of social media, white girls are starting to get their comeuppance.
Quite fun. To appeal this in court, you took the white woman and pepper sprayed her.
Yep.
On Thanksgiving.
Hey, ma'am. Ma'am, your car's gonna get towed. They're gonna do inventory search. If there's anything of value inside the car, is that a no?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I'm not.
So at this point, she's going to make things as difficult. Listen, I've been arrested with people like this before. I have sat on that wall with my hand, with my wrist handcuffed to the wall, with these people before. They want to make everything as difficult as possible. They never want to answer questions directly. It's all about them.
Again.
I don't know.
Your car's gonna get towed, right? They're gonna do an inventory.
Can my ex go get the car?
Nope.
He's not answering the phone.
Can I give you another number? Please?
The tow truck is on the way. We gave you the opportunity before. They called the number. He's not answering. So the sergeant's going to do a inventory search of the vehicle. Is there anything of value in there?
No, there's a bunch of trash. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay. Thank you, man.
Not anymore, there's not.
I don't think there's value. I do have a medical license, so like the marijuana.
Uh-oh.
In the car?
I think just my bowl's in there. But
Uh-oh.
yeah, no, I have my card.
Okay.
You guys having fun this morning?
You
Did I
can't-
give you guys
Look, just because weed is legal in Florida if you have a medical card does not give you permission to drive under the influence. She may have just told on herself.
whole bunch of entertainment today. So
Yep.
you guys can all like huddle around
Yep.
and talk about the crazy white woman that
Yep.
you pepper sprayed
Yep, that's exactly
on
right.
Thanksgiving.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you guys are f***ing pieces of shit.
That's exactly
I
right.
can't wait to take you guys to court.
Awesome, we'll see you there. Happy Thanksgiving. Save me some cranberry
After
sauce.
I blast you all over social media for
I-
taking down the white woman
I'm-
on
I-
Thanksgiving
I
during
pro-
the turkey trot
I-
with
I-
pepper spray.
I promise
Like
you I'm
pieces of
afraid.
shit you guys are.
Yes, pieces of
Yeah.
shit. Yes.
Yay, tagging St. Pete Police Department. I mean, yeah, I definitely feel like a black dude who like rode his bike up from like the South
Oh
Trail right
my
now. Is how you're
God.
treating me. And actually, I live in a $3 million house.
Well, you did worse than the black dude, because if niggas are riding up with their bikes on a trail, they can't really do anything to anybody. You're driving an SUV erratically. She's definitely high. There's no doubt that she is high.
House down the street. Yeah?
She
You
thinks
guys are
she's
just
scaring
jealous, too. 'Cause
Oh,
you guys
totally.
make like $12 an hour.
you. Totally. Yeah, there
Probably
it is.
sucks to be an officer.
Yep.
Ashley is my DJ name. Ashley is my real name. Why are they using my DJ name right now? That's not my legal name.
Oh my God. They've got your ID,
Oh, my
bitch.
cool DJ card. Yeah, if there's a way you could write me up and not bring me all the way to jail. this
Nope,
has
not
been
happening,
one
chick.
Damn big lesson learned.
Not happening, chick. Oh no, you gonna
How
learn
about
this lesson.
suck Back to an officer.
No, you gonna learn this lesson. You gonna learn today.
You psychopaths! You guys are. I cannot wait to take this to court and put
This
it
is-
all over the internet.
This is unbelievable.
Maybe if you actually like, I don't know, worried about crime.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Like, it would be a safer,
Rapists?
like town.
Like rapists?
Instead, we have bums creeping all over downtown.
Hey, man.
And you guys don't give
Well, you ain't downtown, and being a bum is not against the law.
a shit. You want to arrest the white woman
Mm-hmm.
in her neighborhood because you didn't like the
Yes, because white women are the most dangerous citizens in our society. And that's real talk. Guys, there are many, many threats. There are many, many things that threaten us as American people. We have foreign threats. We have countries that want to blow us up. We have people who want to come over here and do bad things. Anytime you're the most powerful, most, economically successful, country in the world, or one of, you're going to make some enemies. You're going to make some enemies. But what most Americans do not realize is that our greatest threat is domestic. White women are the most dangerous citizens on planet Earth. They are. American white women are the most dangerous citizens on planet Earth.
way she was driving during a f***ing turkey trot.
Yeah, well, too bad.
You're just cranky as f- because you have to work today.
Yep.
And you probably just want to sit around and eat a bunch of f***ing turkey, huh?
Yep. Why wouldn't I?
The suspect was charged with 2 counts of felony fleeing and 1 count of resisting.
Woo!
Her case is still ongoing and is set to go to trial in front of a jury soon.
I would absolutely love to see that. I would love to see that trial. Damn it. Okay. Wow. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So let's go ahead and let me read a couple of. All right, let's see here. Playback speed normal. We'll go 1.5. Excellent. Excellent. By the way, guys. Today's schedule is as follows. I've actually moved everything back an hour So directly, as a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and make this announcement. Right after TSR Live, gentlemen, right after TSR Live, we will be continuing our Red Pill reaction of Season 5 of Love is Blind. It has already gotten real. It has already gotten real. I cannot wait to get that party started. So, rumble.com/Donovan Sharpe, rumble.com/Donovan Sharpe. Keep in mind that you do not have access to the replays unless you become a member on Sharpstream or Patreon. You can watch live for free every weekday, but if you want access to the entire archive, I now have 30 seasons and 45,000 hours of dating show breakdowns. Guys, these dating show breakdowns change lives. They really, really do. So, look, do yourself a favor. Tune in. Rumble.com/Donovan Sharpe. Directly following TSR Live. Okay, let's
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel, and welcome
Yay!
to the pregame. Before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. That way you're going to be notified of my daily videos. Guys, the shirts are here. They sent me the samples today. I have a shirt. King has a shirt. Blessing has a shirt. We all have the Women Shouldn't Vote t-shirts. All of this craziness and debauchery that we see going on in society today really all started with the first sexual revolution in the 1900s caused by what? Women voting. It's like the root of all evil. I mean, look what happens when we make...
This is why, guys, oops. Oh, shit. I hate when that happens. Sorry about that. There we go. This is what you guys got to understand. Those of you guys who like to hate on Pearl, what you guys are seeing now is the reason why she's gotten big. Because everything, it's almost as though everything she does or says, it's almost viral.
Make decisions about boyfriends. Terrible, right? And now they want us to pick the leader of the free world. Naysky, nada. Take it away. Get yourself a Women Shouldn't Vote t-shirt today. Also, guys, like the video. That's the most important metric that YouTube uses to push out these streams. Okay, a couple announcements before we start the show. 2 Clips channels, Just Pearly Clips and Pearl Daily. Make sure you go subscribe to both.
Get it, Pearly.
And also, guys, we're going to be doing a meetup soon in England. I believe the 24th. I think on the 24th.
That was yesterday.
So, sign up to our Google form. The link to that is in the description to get updates on the meetup. I know I've been gaslighting you guys about this all summer, but it's happening. 2 weeks. We booked the place today, so it's happening. Okay. So guys, welcome to the show. Why don't we start? Everyone say your name, your age, relationship status, and fun fact about yourself, starting here and then go around.
Body count.
Hi everyone, my name is Tristy Jade. I'm 31 and I'm married. I'm a singer-songwriter and I'm also a lawyer.
Oh, wow. Married?
Hi, my name is Pixie. I'm 24. Okay. I am Puerto Rican, and what else?
See that?
Age, relationship
See that?
Fun fact.
Oh, yeah.
See
And
that?
my fun fact is I know Spanish, and I'm single.
Yeah, no shit, Pixie. No shit. Does she have hairy legs?
Troy Francis, 47 years young, single, obviously, after that tweet. And fun fact about me is I am 3%.
Ooh, Troy Francis just lied to the American people. Troy Francis just lied to the American people. He just told these bitches that he was 47. Guys, believe it or not, Troy Francis is 50. That's impressive.
Albanian.
Wow.
I have the Zerka gene.
And are you like super, unfulfilled and depressed like the track?
I'm crying into my
really?
crying into my drink.
Really?
As we speak,
You
yeah.
cry every day?
I cry every day. I have to get comforted by my friends. It's a sad situation.
Okay, go ahead.
Shout out to
Troy. I'm 22 years old. I'm in a relationship. Fun fact about me, I'm actually a YouTuber here at the Audacity Network.
Yeah, and guys, go subscribe. Her link is in the description. We're trying to get her to 20K, so make sure you go subscribe.
Oh, the Audacity Network, okay.
Hi, I'm Vic. I'm 36. I'm seeing someone, and a fun fact about me, I'm a railway engineer.
A what?
Nice.
Yeah, guys, your boy like Romeo. Relationship status, it's somewhere there. I wouldn't say what it is, but
okay, now you're doing what the women do.
Fun fact
City
about
boys,
me
we
is,
up.
I'm an actor, model. Also, I can roller skate.
Oh, you can blade?
Yeah.
You should have done some laps here the other day.
What was it? You was outside or not?
Yeah, we were doing laps on the blades.
I'll bring my quads when I get back.
Yeah. And you were.
Uh-oh. You see the twinkle in Pearl's eyes?
Recruit for us.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh, the main important thing. I'm top recruiter right now, obviously. You see.
Pearl, what's going on with this now? What's going on, Pearl?
Those people you see in the panel, I might as well join you guys today. See what's about. So now I'm here.
Oh, listen to the laugh. Is Pearl feeling her boy? Is Pearl? No, let me not fuck her like that. We already know what it is. We already know what it is. All right.
Okay, so today Today was sparked. Guys, Troy did me such a solid today. I woke up, I had no plans for this. I had no idea what I was going to do today. And Troy decided to go viral on Twitter and come on today. Thank you for that.
It's absolutely fine. Whatever I can do, Carl.
Could you pull up the tweet I sent you, King? So Troy had a tweet go viral, and I think this is a conversation about like what we talk.
Yeah, Secondhand Truth says she's surviving life by being a podcast groupie. I don't know how this chick can afford to fly everywhere. She's been on the whatever podcast. She's here in England with Pearl. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, how does she afford all of this?
Talk so much about high value men in the red pill. And we don't really define it often, you know, and there's a lot of disagreement. So Troy came in and gave us an awesome definition. Okay, put it on the screen.
Okay.
All right, so we got a high value man is a bachelor in his 40s and 50s, has a vasectomy, child free by choice, travels extensively, reads voraciously. Voraciously?
Voraciously.
I don't know British words. I don't know what words.
No, voraciously, that's not a British word. That's in English.
I don't know them. It's not my thing.
It's all good.
All right,
it's all
swims
good.
in the sea every morning in the sunshine. Is that something you do?
Well, we'll get into this in a minute.
Okay,
But
okay.
I like to do it.
Okay, enjoys the best of life, unfettered by the consequences and responsibilities that others have. Okay, so tell me your thought behind this tweet.
I think it all makes a lot of sense, doesn't it, to be honest? I can't see any disagreement from the audience about any of that at all.
How's a vasectomy, though?
So look, there is a little bit of context behind this.
By the way, never tell a girl you have a vasectomy. Never tell a girl you have a vasectomy.
I don't want to be like special pleading here.
Oh, she's a trust fund baby. Well, that makes sense. Yep, there you go. That makes perfect sense. As a matter of fact, you know what? It's interesting. It's interesting. Pearl and I actually talked to Pearl about this chick, and she said, I know her type. I grew up around girls like her my entire life. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Sort of hauled up in front of the court now to explain myself. So the vasectomy thing has been a little bit of a meme, I would say, around, and it's I know you've discussed it sort of seriously, semi-seriously, semi-humorously sort of discussed. I think he was sparked up by Rollo Tomasi, who did a tweet a little while ago, which also went viral, when he talked about, it was a very similar sort of layout to this, really, where he talks about high value man, and he was saying the fastest way to become the highest value version of yourself, one of the things on there was to get a vasectomy. And when he was challenged about that, he said, well, the reason for that is because if you get into a situation with a woman where you get somebody pregnant, maybe by accident, or maybe it's not the right woman for you at that time, obviously that's going to impede your progress.
That's right.
And he was talking about basically like making money and becoming that sort of high.
I understood it perfectly, but everyone else was going crazy.
No, everyone went nuts, and then that was when he appeared on Fresh and Fit, and then he got challenged by, well, it was Destiny, wasn't it, and Sneeko, and then...
Of course he did.
So that whole thing happened. So when I referenced vasectomy in my tweet, I was sort of humorously referencing that, if that makes sense. It was kind of like a little bit of a nod to that. But, you know, some of the other things in the tweet, I do think, I do stand by the sense that I think that there's a model for life here that gets shut out a little bit from the conversation, particularly with a lot of the trad-cons around, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and why do you think that is? Like, what?
Well, I think what I was basically trying to say in that tweet is that it is possible, if you want to, as an older guy, to have a great life, and you don't have to go down, you know, the conventional pathway if you don't want to. Now,
there you go.
For most people, that's not going to be applicable, and I completely accept it. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, you know, myself, I mean, I'm in my 40s, I have a pretty good time, I travel around a lot, I date around, I've got quite a lot of personal freedom, which I personally, value. I also know dudes in their 50s, even in their 60s, who are also living a similar sort of lifestyle.
There you go.
The whole point of the tweet, and a lot of the stuff that I put out recently, which is a little bit satirical, a little bit spiky, whatever, but the whole point of it is just to say, look, there's a load of trad-cons on here who are basically telling you to get shacked up at 22, find a wife, have 15 kids, go to IKEA every weekend, and pretend to be happy.
Right.
All I'm saying is you don't have to do that, and you don't have to be afraid. If you don't do that, you'll just be left on the shelf.
Well, I had a thought the other day. I was thinking about how you're more likely to fail at marriage than succeed, and I thought about this. Okay.
Yeah. Well, of course.
What's the general reputation of marriage?
Pretty awful.
It sucks.
Negative, right?
Yes,
it's
right.
It's not a good thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't ever be a good thing, but just by and large, it's like a lot of times what I see them do is they'll blame everyone else for marriage's reputation. I didn't create this society.
Yeah.
I didn't, so it's not our fault for talking about it.
Right.
So when I thought about, okay, if we take 50% of marriages fail, and then we take the other 50%, and if there's a negative reputation, we can assume at least half of those are unhappy, which isn't something that we would strive for, right? Then you could argue 75% failure rate, meaning you're more likely to fail than succeed. Why is that the path to happiness?
Yeah, no, I agree. Because I think you used that stat 75%. I think in a tweet.
Yeah, that was my reason.
There we go.
Like, it's not really 75. I'm like, well.
Yeah, no, I did wonder what the figure was, but I think actually Rich Cooper as well had a tweet a while back, and he had some stats on unhappiness within marriage as well. And you know, we'd have to look it up, but it was, you know, the bottom line is that there was a lot of unhappiness.
Well,
so
a quarter of them are sexless too. So you add up all these different.
Yeah. So I think there's just a fundamental problem with, and particularly the trad-con crowd. You look at something like Twitter or X or whatever it is. You've got a bunch of these trad-cons, and they're just pushing this narrative. Just get married, bro. It's going to be fine.
No, it is not going to be fine. I guess that's what trad-cons. I'm not really familiar with trad-cons. I know who and what they are, and I try to stay out of the whole. There's this group and that group, but yeah, like it appeared that that's how Sneeko describes his life now. And listen, man, Sneeko's young. I don't even think he's 25 yet. He's young, he's rich, he's trying to find himself. So you're going to have to understand that he needs a little bit more seasoning before he can start to speak with authority, right?
I don't believe, firstly, that that's always the case, because I think, as we said, a lot of marriages end up failing, and secondly, a lot of marriages are not very happy, and there's a lot of infidelity as well. And secondly, I don't believe if you don't want that route, that has to be the only route that's open to you.
Well, and what red pilled me a bit was interviewing these guys for this divorce documentary.
Yeah.
And I was just looking, I'm like, I can name at least 10 men off the top of my head that are absolutely worse off because they went that route.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no ifs, ands, or I'm not saying don't do it. Like, for some people, it's amazing and awesome, but this idea that, like, one is the best path moving forward.
No.
I think, look, I think if it works as it's meant to work,
Correct,
it would be brilliant. And who wouldn't want to sign up for that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But unfortunately, and I think you've made this point, we live in a society where it just doesn't work in the same way that it was meant to. You know,
Right.
and a good friend of mine recently has been completely, screwed over by this. I mean, he's having big problems in terms of custody of his child. And, you go down that traditional route, and suddenly the rug gets pulled out from under you.
You know what? You want to know why Pixie tells everyone she's Puerto Rican? Is so that she can have a wrinkle about herself, right? She looks and acts like the typical entitled American white girl, but she thinks that because she knows how to speak Spanish and she's Puerto Rican that she'll be put in the Puerto Rican girl category. No, there's nothing different or special about you. You're a basic bitch who happens to be bilingual. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not saying don't do it, but I think you do have to proceed with caution and realize what the reality of the situation is.
Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on his tweet?
I mean, I can see why it's controversial, and I understand it from both perspectives because I'm married and I see the value in marriage, and I think that marriage is really important.
Well, of course, due respect, and I'm glad that she's married and happy. But of course, you like the idea of marriage. Women don't have anything to lose in marriage. Men do. Women have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Men have everything to lose and nothing to gain. So of course, women think, oh, marriage is great. Yeah, of course.
I love my husband and he loves me and he protects me, he provides for me, and like there's something so beautiful in that. So I see it from that perspective. So there's like the romantic in me and the woman in me that that values marriage. But at the same time, also being a lawyer, I understand how the law discriminates against men. I understand how, especially when it comes to divorce, custody battles, division of the assets, all of these types of things are all against men.
There we go.
And it's true what you said, Troy, about how the TradCons sort of talk about marriage as the ultimate goal, and they don't necessarily talk about the risks that come with it. And so, yeah, like you said, men get blindsided. So I see both sides of it. The vasectomy thing is controversial, but at the same time, it's like a form of birth control.
There you go.
Women get, the metal rod up, and that's extreme.
Right.
I mean, it can be reversed. I don't know much about it.
Women don't have a problem with birth control. The only time women have a problem with birth control is when men have a say in it. That's why women are up in arms about male birth control. Why are you up in arms about male birth control? You can have unprotected sex at will and without risk of pregnancy with birth control. Why can't we?
Vasectomies, but I understand they can be reversed.
Oh, I know, because that gives us an advantage. That no longer takes away our leverage. Women do not like it when men have a decided advantage on the sexual market. They hate it.
But yeah, I see both sides.
Yeah, I think it's a lot less guaranteed to be able to get vasectomy reversed versus using other methods of birth control. I think that when it comes to contraception, that's probably the number one way to go about it if you're not sure about having children, if you feel like it might be something that you want, but you want to increase your values and assets. So I feel like instead of going the whole route of vasectomy, which you possibly can't reverse it in a lot of cases, a better method instead is like, okay, make sure that your partner's on contraception, that you're using contraception,
stop
make sure
it.
that you're playing good
You
safe.
trust these chicks to tell you if you're having
Give
contraception?
me a
You know how
fucking
many guys I
break.
know that have been.
I mean, yeah, you don't
Dude, seriously, make sure your girl's on what? Do you guys see what's happening here? So she pretends that she halfway agrees. She pretends that she halfway agrees with Troy. She pretends, well, I can see how this could happen, but there are other ways to do it, like making sure your partner's on contraception. And Pearl rightly pointed out there are many, many dudes who have been baby trapped by women they thought were on some sort of birth control. Stop it. Men can no longer trust women to take the pill or get an IU. Women can't be trusted with birth control, guys. There is 65 plus years of proof. It's time for men to take control.
have to trust them.
Ken Rose with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that very much.
I think you should encourage them, but you should also use a condom, right? I'm just saying try to cover as many bases as you possibly can if you're not certain about having children, but you don't want to completely cut that possibility, because I think having children for a lot of people is a very fulfilling experience.
Yes, but for those who don't want children, getting the snip is the only way. If you're a man and you are 100% that you do not want to have children, get the snip. I don't care. I don't care. That is a way to, listen, getting a vasectomy is a way to guarantee that you will never get a woman pregnant. Because I don't know if you guys realize this. We have some pretty licentious women out here who baby trap men. How about that?
That means
yeah, Suffolk's Finest says, yeah, right. How many women baby trap men by lying about the pill? Exactly. All of them.
a lot to them.
Of course. I mean, just on this vasectomy point, I would say, I think that the argument that it is reversible, I think I would treat that with a lot of skepticism personally. You know what I'm saying? Because theoretically, I believe it is, but I think if you're going to go to that route, you know, I wouldn't rely on the reversibility of it.
Yeah.
Edward Cross, not Pixie's biggest fan.
Just trying to be responsible here.
No, I do. Well, you're going to lead these men down the path of destruction.
But I didn't know. I didn't know he was going to get a million hits.
You're just, that's what I say. Like, you're leading them down the path.
I know.
So what, Troy, do you have a vasectomy, yeah?
No, God no.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Well, I'm shooting blanks anyway. I don't need one, mate. It was all the cocaine, you know?
Oh, shit.
Oh, listen to Troy.
It's just like, you know.
Listen to Troy. Sounded like me.
No, I mean, I don't. And of course, that's, you know, again, I have to say,
by the way, Troy Francis, who is going to be at the CME, Troy Francis is my second longest running relationship in the manosphere. Number one is Roosh. I've known Roosh the longest. Troy is a very, very close second.
Smart tweet, bro.
The vasectomy reference was a little bit tongue-in-cheek, and it was a reference to some of these other tweets that have gone around. But, you know...
I just think it's interesting how you can't say it without people getting so mad.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, well, this is the interesting thing. People go absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of knew that.
You want to know why people... And the vasectomy part was the only part that people went nuts about. The only reason... Look, society does not want men to take control of their reproductive rights. They don't want to. Because if a man has complete control of his reproductive rights, he can't be controlled. Guys, one of the 4 pillars of feminism, and this is law number 19A of the 49 Laws of Sharpe, tsracademy.com. One of feminism's 4 pillars is the removal of resources from men and giving them to women. The transference of resources from men to women, right? The transference of resources from men to women. When you have a vasectomy, it makes that transference a lot more difficult, at least baby-wise. But even still, they get you on the back end. I am a legally single, sexually responsible human being. I don't have any kids, but my tax bill goes through the roof for the irresponsible people. If you're a man who has a vasectomy, they don't want you to never be vulnerable. A man who has a vasectomy in this day and age in the West is invincible. There's no way you can trap him. There's no way you can get him. That's why they make such a big deal about men getting vasectomies.
I suppose when I put it in, you know, it was kind of, obviously it was meant to be provocative. It was meant to piss people off a bit. It worked. And it is interesting, isn't it? Because why is it? And we could, I suppose, link it to the, you know, Plan B kind of, you know, the debate around.
I mean, I know there's a girl that came on the show that's infertile because of Plan B. So it's like, it's not like the birth control methods don't have fertility issues later too.
No, but
wait, what? She's infertile because of Plan B? How many Plan Bs did you take, bitch? Damn.
But it seems like there's a sort of my body, my choice when we're discussing it from the woman's perspective.
There you
from the
go.
male perspective. I mean, look, there's also a lot of guys who are objecting to that tweet as well. So it's not just this is coming from women, but it does feel.
Yeah, but Troy, the guys objecting to that tweet are just doing it to impress girls.
A little bit like the my body, my choice thing doesn't apply to men so much, even though perhaps it should. Something like this. You know.
What do you think, Christine?
Yeah, I mean, I see both sides of it as well.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think it is interesting that particular tweet went viral, and I do probably think it's because of the vasectomy part of it.
That's probably, yeah, that's exactly
That's what happens with Rollo's tweet, wasn't it?
Vasectomy. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, look, everyone has free will, right? And if you want to get a vasectomy, then of course go and do that. But, you know, like anything, you need to understand the risks behind that. And, you know, if you do then decide you want kids in the future, you know, who knows if these things are reversible or not. And the same thing applies with women taking birth control and Plan B and all of that stuff. It's the exact same thing, but it is just interesting, the response to a man talking about something like a vasectomy. But yeah, no one's screaming at all of the women about
90% of women.
All of us are on birth
I know 90% of us have been on birth control at one point or another.
Yeah,
there it is.
I think it's important to recognize though that although if you like misproperly use birth control, like if you use Plan B as your main source of contraception, then yeah, that can lead to infertility. But overall, the methods of birth control are a lot like safer and not very permanent compared to a vasectomy.
Well, I mean, I disagree with that.
Well, that's why men get vasectomies, because it's permanent. It's permanent. Listen, man, listen, guys. Unless you are actively saving up or planning to go overseas and live there to find a wife, right? Unless you are actively doing that, then get a vasectomy. Because, gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, having a child with a Western woman is a fool's errand. I don't have to tell you guys that. But having a child with a woman in the West is a fool's errand, guys. You open yourself to all sorts of shenanigans. Take control of your life, guys.
That because I think that they tell us that birth control is safe and they tell us that birth control has no permanent effects on us. But at the end of the day, you're pumping synthetic hormones. If you're taking the pill or you've got like the marina in your arm, you're pumping synthetic hormones into your body, and we have absolutely no idea what that does on a long-term basis.
Look at Pixie, about to disagree.
Imagine being the woman who's been told it's been safe your whole life, and then you cannot have
Yeah,
kids.
let's talk about the contradictions. How about the fact that the NHS website tells you that when you're on the pill, it can reduce your chances of cancer, when there are studies left, right, and centre proving that actually being on the pill increases your chance of getting certain types of cancer. So let's not forget the fact that a lot of these stories that are talking about birth control being a safe option for women, and a lot of the public health authorities that are saying that it's a safe option for women, there's an agenda behind that, and a lot of it's to do with the fact that, like anything, it's a business and there's money to be made. So let's not be ignorant to that fact.
I like this
to be
girl.
completely fair, when you're talking about like, oh, synthetic hormones, we don't know what they do, et cetera, et cetera. The fact is, like, there has been a lot of data about how birth control can actually like help with hormonal regulations. And although I would have agreed with you if we lived in a completely natural world, maybe that would be the case where it's like, oh no, like it causes more imbalances, and for some women it does. The fact of the matter is, there's so much hormones in our food. There's so many things that we're consuming on a day-to-day basis that.
Yes, but the hormones in our food. The hormones in our food are not at the high concentrated level that they are with birth control. Stop it. Stop it, Pixie. Because if the hormones in our food were so potent, then everyone would be, then every woman would be barren. Every woman would be infertile. Stop it. See, there we go. Well, we get hormones in our food. Okay, yes, we do. But it's not at the same rate as the pill or the shot. Get out of here.
Affect our cycles. Personally, I got an IUD and it really changed my life for the better.
Look at
The
that.
reason why I say that is because before that, my hormones were all out of whack. Probably has to do with my food, maybe genetics, things like that. And once I was able to get it, my period reduced, my cramps reduced. I was able to actually start like living a more fulfilling life and not just.
Yes, which means having unprotected sex with random men. See, I got an IUD and it changed my life for the better. Gentlemen, girls are going to hear this. See, women like Pixie are dangerous to women. They are extremely dangerous to women. They hear girls like this, well, I got an IUD and it changed my life for the better. In what way? In what way? Okay, Pixie, so it regulated your hormones. That's what you say. But there are other women who go absolutely fucking crazy when they get an IUD. Okay, so you have a quote-unquote success story, but that doesn't necessarily tell us much of anything. Fuck out of here.
Being put out of commission 1 week every month.
But do you not think you could have done that naturally as well? I mean,
well,
can you not see that that could have been done naturally, and perhaps you're just putting a plaster on
there it is.
An immediate symptom?
There it is.
Saying all of these symptoms have changed.
There it is.
But realistically, you don't actually know what the underlying cause of all of that is. I know it's increasingly hard in a world where, as you say, everything's unnatural. Completely agree with that. There's hormones in the water. We all know this. There's, probably a bunch of shit in the air that we're breathing. But can you not see that perhaps you're kind of buying into this idea that the way to solve your health problems is just by taking more drugs?
Well, here's the idea, right? If I'm not living in a jungle separated from all people, right? I'm living in a society where I constantly have to interact with these things whether I like it or not. So unless if I was able to put myself in like a deserted island and live completely naturally, then I'd be like, yeah, sure, maybe that has to do something more with my lifestyle there.
But you can eliminate certain things out of your life, and you can take measures to ensure that
Thank
you are
you.
getting
And let's not go extreme, Pixie.
the least amount of hormones in things like your water. There's filters and things that you can buy, and you can do things like the elimination diet to see what certain foods that may be irritating you and causing an influx in your immune
Dude,
system.
she is
There are
cooking
measures
this
you can
broad.
take that are natural instead of
Sure.
resorting to hormones.
Sure, I'm not. What is it? Well, yes and no, right? It depends a lot. Also,
There it is. There it is. Yes and no. See, this is what Pixie does. Anytime someone thwarts her argument, she says, well, I agree and I don't I agree and I disagree. Or that's a yes and a no. Pixie doesn't argue. She tries to she's like a passive-aggressive habitual line stepper. We know where her loyalties lie. We know where her loyalties lie. And she's not smart.
on your like personal like body genetics, for some people, and this is just a random example, like having this increase of hormones and whatever, it might not really affect them, but for another person it might really affect them, right? So I think you try your best to do whatever natural method you can, but at the end of the day, like I don't think you should be ashamed if, hey, you know what, that's not really working, it's really hard to live in a complete natural world, this seems to be the best method.
I mean, it's not really a method of...
See, there we go. See? She's contradicting herself. She's probably vegan and wants everything to be natural, but I have an IUD. And the reason why I have an IUD is because, well, I'm not on a deserted island.
there's nothing, no one's trying to shame you, but the point is to just acknowledge that, you know, there are ways to do things naturally, and
Thank you.
the harder ways. It is the harder route. I think it's more just about acknowledging the laziness of our generation, which is there are so many easy options available. Sometimes it's just a bit easy to go, yeah, I'll take this because it will solve the symptoms immediately, instead of having to go through the months and perhaps years of finding out what the underlying cause is. Because
Oh yeah, this is low-key shade by old girl. I love it.
Like potentially, I've heard of women who've had this happen to them, but they've been on a certain type of birth control, and they say I feel a lot better, and that's because of all of the, like Christine said, it's basically a plaster over your symptoms, and then you come off it and you have the exact same symptoms that you had in the first place because you never did anything to actually heal what was going on. And like Christine said, there's a lot that you can do naturally to help your body and to heal, because you don't know the damage that you could be doing.
But it is, you know, I get that that's going to take up a lot of time and energy and effort, but I just think that we're selling this idea.
That's fair. That's fair. Like I agree. Look. I'm not gonna shame Pixie for having an IUD. It is what it is. It's her body, her choice, right? But what we have to understand is what this girl here is talking about is something that American white women never do, and that is doing what's hard. That's it. That's doing what's hard. Women never do the hard thing. They always want the easy way out. So if they can pop a pill, get an IUD, so that they can have unprotected sex, they are far more likely to do that than to actually change their diet. That's just how they are.
To women, but you know, contraception can be used for all these good things. It's like, okay, I hear what you're saying. It can relieve symptoms, but we can't ignore the fact that we're just talking about symptoms that present on the surface. None of this is actually tackling any underlying cause. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in. No one's going to talk about the underlying cause because, look, I've said it before, I'll say it again. A sick patient is a returning customer, and that will continue to be the consensus for society because it's the world we live in. Everything revolves around money.
Woo! Wow. A sick patient is a recurring customer. Damn, Roadblock85 with the $10 super chat says Pixie is an extreme hardcore womanist, which is only bad news, gents. Be careful when smashing hoes like this. A bitch like this is definitely one of them false allegation types. Yep. You better believe it.
Well, I think there's a couple of things to tackle here. If this is reducing your symptoms for, like, let's say 4 to 5 years or for as long as you have it, then you're technically not getting as frequently sick as if you didn't have it, right? So for example, let's say I did not have my IUD. Okay, well then I have extreme cramps like every month. I'm gonna have to be constantly getting Advil, pain relief medication, constantly buying more feminine products than when.
Is this bitch really trying to tell us that the only reason why she got an IUD was to regulate her hormones? Is that what this is? Is Pixie trying to tell us that the reason she is on an IUD is for health reasons? Is this bitch serious? Like that, guys, listen to this conversation, guys. Listen to this conversation. Okay? Listen to this conversation. Pixie is trying to characterize her use of an IUD for medical and hormonal reasons. No, Pixie, that's not why you got an IUD. You got an IUD so that you never have to worry about contraception again. That's why you got it. You got an IUD because you want to have unprotected sex with as many men as you want. And that's not a crime. Your body, your choice. I'm not mad at you. But come on, we're not stupid. Like nobody there thinks she actually got this IUD for health reasons. Like, I mean, does she think we're stupid? Come on, man.
I have
but do you see how your go-to is that when you have these issues, okay, I need to go get Advil, I need to get this. Your go-to, it's like you've been so programmed that you can't see a way around something other than to pump yourself with more drugs.
Well, the point that I'm trying.
Well, if I have a headache, I'm taking Advil, guys. If my elbow, if my arm is turning, you guys can see half my arm is purple. If my arm starts to hurt, I'm going to take Advil. That's just what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do.
Trying to get across, which I think goes back to your whole laziness comment, is that if we lived in a world where, again, there was no outside influence, sure, but we don't, and I don't think it's fair that you can assign that to like laziness. I think there's a systemic issue at play here.
I think we're all so lazy.
Yes, yeah.
Have you seen the 55-year-old, 60-year-old women? I mean, compared to our generation, they'll do the laundry, like they'll hand, like, have you seen them just like get to work versus us? We get our Uber Eats, they'll like cook for a house party of 12 in like 45 minutes. Crazy. I think we are lazy. I think we are absolutely lazier than the people before us.
Absolutely. I'm lazier than my forefathers. See, this is why Pearl is where she is because she's honest and she's self-aware. She doesn't say you guys are lazy. She doesn't say you guys are lazy. Okay? She says we're lazy. Pearl and I, we've had so many conversations. And it's funny when Pearl takes me through her thought process, She acknowledges every step of the way. This is why I think this way. We were actually talking about, I forget what the conversation was, but she had come to this realization. She's like, yeah, you know what? I really have put myself in a box because I've got a little bit of celebrity. I make great money. And so if I get with a guy who doesn't make as much money as I do, no matter how much I like him, eventually I am going to lose respect for him. I said, well, Pearl, now you've got a choice to make. Now you've got a choice to make. You can either continue on the path that you are on and pray that a high value guy who shares your belief system wifes you up, or you can continue doing what you're doing. But Pearl knows and understands that she cannot have it both ways. She knows that she knows that there is a cost to what she is doing. She knows that there are good consequences and bad consequences, and she acknowledges them both. Whereas someone like Pixie would try to rationalize, well, okay, so I'm a high-earning woman, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't respect a man who only makes $50,000 a year. Pearl at least acknowledges that, yes, modern women suck, and I am a modern woman.
Okay, I can see what you're saying, but I also think we have to take into consideration that there's like mega corporations out there with a lot of money and power, and like I don't think it's fair to be
what do those have to do with us?
Well, we're talking about like hormones in the water, we're talking about hormones in the food.
We're talking about laziness, chick.
Talking about things that affect our cycle,
But
and they
if you're
are
saying-
systemic
if you're saying
levels.
that there's hormones in the food and hormones in the water and all these things, then why add more hormones on top of all the hormones that we're already getting?
Well, the whole idea is that it's trying.
There it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so why are you going to add hormones on top of that?
To recheck hormonal balance, right?
But it's not rechecking it, it's just masking the symptom. It's not treating the problem.
It's treating the problem by basically getting your hormonal levels to the rate it's supposed to be at.
Interesting because you're 24. So it's interesting when you get, because I'm about to turn 27, and I'm sure same 31, yeah. So you start to see like the chicks that were on birth control for like 10 years really have, and it's not something that I really think they're going to take an interest in taking the time to do studies and like they're not going to push this. They're selling the stuff.
No, of course not.
It's like I know so many chicks that are struggling to get pregnant now in their late 20s and they had an IUD or they were on birth control for 10 years. And this is just anecdotal. Like you can take it or leave it.
Yeah, but there you go. Thank you, Pearl. I'm glad she put it that way. Then Pixie is the type of bitch, well, who says I want kids? Well, if you don't want kids, then good luck to you.
But I just don't believe that stuff at all.
I think.
By the way, Suffolk's Finest says, oh, I bet Pixie has an untrimmed bush looking like Macy Gray's head between her legs. Nah. Pixie is a disingenuous feminist. She is not all the way feminist. I guarantee you her lady parts are as smooth as a baby seal. I guarantee it. She loves to be a feminist on the outside, but when it comes down to it, she knows that attractive men aren't going to smash women who have armpit hair or leg hair or, a Don King style bush.
I think my problem with that is that there's a lot of more direct factors that we actually have consistently studied to show effects on fertility. So for example, microplastics are a really big thing that shows effects on fertility, and plastic is everything.
I'll give you an example.
Okay, so okay, great. Microplastics. What is that? What does that have to do with you being lazy?
Okay, so growing up, I had nannies. So we would have nannies every 2 years. They would come in, and I had one nanny. I was so close with her. I was literally she was, and she would have been such a great mom. And she got this shot that they recommended. It was to prevent STD. She can't have kids now, and it's directly from that shot. Now I know this is anecdotal, right?
Limits Way says, to be honest, I would smash Pixie. I think most of us would. Smash Pixie until, of course, we watched her talk for a while. Pixie, look. From the outside looking in, Pixie is objectively attractive. She has probably, I don't know, a 5 and maybe 5.5, maybe like a 5.5 or maybe an adjustable 6. I guess that would put her in the mid category. But nobody but this is when attractive women become unattractive, is when you find out who they really are. There are so many super attractive women who nobody wants to go near because of who they are.
I mean, you could say it's just a one-off, but I guess I just know too many.
King Life says Pixie's got an OnlyFans. That doesn't surprise me.
Random people that have.
And if you're an OnlyFans model, you can't have the only hair. Look, if you're an OnlyFans model, the only hair that should be on you is on your eyebrows, your head, and maybe even a tight little bush. Other than that, that's it.
That stuff like that happen for me to say that didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I guess my main question would be what else do these random people have in common, right? Are they consuming a lot of plastic? Do they live in the same area that might have had
Here we go.
Well, I mean, I've lived all over. Do you know what I mean? I live in England now. I've lived, and it's just a weird thing starts.
You see, she keeps trying to point to all of these other. She's right. All of those other causes can be there to harm women hormonally. but you are increasing it 100-fold by getting an IUD. So here's what she's saying. She's saying, well, I may have an IUD, right? But we have plastics and hormones in our food that are doing the same thing. Well, the chunky 31-year-old on her right, on her left, our right, said, well, why add hormones on top of all of the other hormones? Like, come on. Kenji, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Kenji to welcome him to TSR Towers. If you would, Kenji, put your age and location in the chat. Let's go ahead and do a chat-wide age and location check.
Happening when you just interview so many people, you just hear the same stories from different
people.
There
you go.
It's like the girl I'm thinking of was from Germany. You know, another girl I'm thinking of is from America, but like the commonality was that they both had birth control. Again, it's all anecdotal, right? But
yeah, because I would argue like another commonality is that they all probably use like plastic products, right? Or like they.
So let me get this straight. We think that the plastic water bottle is the same as like turning off your fertility.
No.
Thank you. There it is. Got her. Got her. See that? See what she see what she is arguing. What how can I put this? Here's a good example. What she is arguing is she's trying to use circumstantial evidence as hard evidence. Stay with me here, guys. Stay with me. Pixie's the prosecuting attorney, okay? Pearl is the defense attorney, and I'm on trial for Red Rum 187, right? A homicide took place at the home of Donovan Sharpe, okay? Right? They found a murder. They found the Red Rum weapon. My fingerprints are not on that, but I was the last one to see her alive, so that's why I'm on trial. Whatever, okay? Pixie would argue, Exhibit A, Your Honor. Exhibit A. The defendant's fingerprints were all over the crime scene. Pearl, my attorney, would say, objection, Your Honor. That is circumstantial evidence. My client lives at the crime, or he lived at the crime scene. It is circumstantial that his fingerprints are going to be everywhere. You guys understand what I mean? So, women having problems with their fertility later on is because of extended birth control. But then Pixie wants to throw in, well, how much plastic did they drink, or how much hormonal food did they eat? What kind of plastics? And Pearl is like, well, wait a minute. An IUD floods your system with hormones. You're talking microplastics. Listen, there's no such thing as zero hormones and microplastics, but it's not at the same level as an IUD shutting off your reproduction. Stop it.
Oh, what I'm saying is that there's like a lot of like clear evidence and data that shows that the products that, you know, like microplastics, they enter our blood, they like affect our like hormones, they affect our fertility. Yeah. There's more clear data showing other things that we consume that have major effects on fertility.
Data. This is what people like Pixie like to use. They like to use data, stats, studies. No, we use anecdotal and empirical data. Anecdotal is personal experience, empirical data is what we see, hear, and observe. That's the difference. This is why empirical data and anecdotal evidence works so much better in the court of public opinion. Because it's stuff that's actually happened, not things that have happened in theory. There's data out there. There's probably data to suggest that sitting on a couch is bad for your health. That doesn't stop us from doing that, though, does it?
I'm not doubting it, but I just think there's some things I can like get through common sense, right?
Thank you.
Use a condom, guys.
No, I think there's things that are common sense, right? And I just think it's common sense if you turn off your fertility, that's gonna be the biggest effect that you can have on your fertility.
Thank you.
Well, I think what is it? I mean,
Checkmate.
It depends on what type of birth control you're using.
Oh my God.
IUDs, most of them, what they do is they kill the sperm, so they're not really like affecting like your inner what is it? Like
shoving a piece of plastic up there? Like I don't know. Weren't you just talking about microplastics?
I don't think IUDs are made like
Oh man, there it is. There it is, y'all. There it is. A piece of plastic. Wait, weren't you just talking about microplastics? Dude, listen, guys, common sense is the antidote for circular logic. Man.
Well, that's the majority, though. That's the majority.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
No, there's one that's made of metal, but like that's
metal, copper. And also,
it's not the most common though. The more people get like the plastic one.
Yeah,
there it is.
I think what is it? Again, there's different type of IUDs, so you can like work with your doctor to find out which one you think is the best for you. And on top of that, like again, not all plastics are also created equal. I'm talking about like the plastic in your water bottle. Like there's different types of plastic out there as well. Some are more likely.
See, women who live their lives subjectively and according to the possibilities are the women that end up the most miserable. Is it possible that these women who are on birth control for an extended period of time, their fertility was not affected by birth control because they drink, water bottles of absolutely. But it's not likely. So fine. She can sit here and try and rationalize, hey, there are studies and stats and this and that and the other. Okay, cool. You're 24. Let's see what happens when you're 30. Then you can talk to us then. And even if she has 3 kids by the time she's 30 years old, guys, exception to the rule. Guys, there is enough empirical data. There are enough stories from women out there that tells them, hey, you know what? I had an IUD for 5 years and now I can't get pregnant. There are more stories like that than the opposite. Devin, on the YouTube side, says the plastic IUDs are infused with hormones that time release from the plastics. Same with the Norplant. Dude, I used to smash a girl with Norplant. Yeah.
To leak microplastics and others.
So you think that this has more to do with infertility than birth control?
Thank you.
Not just your water bottle. Think about everything you consume.
I'm asking.
No.
Microplastics has more to do with infertility than birth control.
Yeah, like based on the available data directly.
Okay.
Based on the available data. That is that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Pearl sharp-angled her, and she still lied. This woman just sat here and said that microplastics have more of an effect on a woman's fertility than birth control.
Really, nigga?
And
stop the cap.
Pixie doesn't believe that. You want to know why? We know Pixie doesn't believe that? Because Pixie is never going to concede anything. She's never going to say, you know what? You're right. Or I can see it from that perspective. Pixie read a book somewhere. She probably read a book called How to Win Any Argument. Right? And those books are highly effective, but just because you win an argument doesn't mean you're right. Just like I said, Destiny has the kind of debate skills. He could convince people that if you dumped a shirt in water and pulled it back out, that shirt is not wet. He could convince people of that. He could make a compelling case that the water that the shirt is not wet. Well, there are stats and studies and blah 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 blah. But here's the empirical data right in front of us. This is the anecdote. The water is wet. That's where our argument comes from. Our arguments don't come from invisible stats and studies and all that good stuff. Our arguments come from what we have seen, experienced, heard, and observed.
Laugh at it, but you guys can search it up. It's pretty easy. Google's a thing.
There's no denying that microplastics can affect your fertility. But at the end of the day, you're pumping yourself with synthetic hormones. You're pumping yourself every single day for 10 years with synthetic hormones that are designed to turn off your fertility. That is going to have a far greater effect on your life than drinking from a plastic water bottle.
Well, that's not how every IUD works, right?
Oh my God, there it is.
A lot of them just kill the sperm before it enters.
That's
not every
crazy.
IUD is hormonal. So if you don't want to do an hormonal IUD, that's okay too. You can do a non-hormonal one.
Is your IUD hormonal, Pixie?
Yeah, because to me, I just go down to the basics. I'm like, you're shoving a big piece of metal up there, that just can't be good. I don't like. That's the thing. You start to be around long enough. Half of the research is funded by people that have interest in lying to you about the research.
Thank you.
Half of it's like funded by the people that are making this stuff and selling it to you. Why would I believe them? That's like believing like the people that like sell toothpaste and they're like, our dentist recommended this is the best one. Yeah. That's just how I think of it.
Yeah, I think my main problem with that argument is that you can technically say that everybody's trying to sell some sort of product, right?
Yes.
So you can be like, oh, people who are convincing you not to get IUDs are trying to convince you to have children not safely, so you have to buy more materials for your children. Like they're trying to sell you diapers.
Okay, but which is more beneficial to the woman? Is it the IUD or Pampers? Right? Is it IUD or Pampers? Do you see, like, she tries to use, no, that's circular logic, y'all. That's circular logic. Well, the same could be said. She's right. Everybody is trying to sell something. That doesn't mean that everybody trying to sell something has your best interest at heart, Pixie. What's wrong with somebody putting out some sort of propaganda video to increase the number of diaper sales? How is that a bad thing? We get more babies in the world. How is babies are the most wonderful thing ever. What, that's supposed to be a bad thing for somebody? Oh my God, I had this baby. This company put me on the Huggies challenge. Now I have this kid. My life is over. Or are you going to end up like 34-year-old Pixie? I was on birth control for 10 years and now I can't have a kid.
I think that's why I always say, like, for me personally, it's like the number one thing I think we can go about is like common sense and what we see in the real world.
Thank you.
And I just think like we've kind of
yes,
lost as a society where it's like they want to convince you water isn't wet, the sky isn't blue. Yeah. You know, and it's like to me, I don't see how pumping your body full of, like, just personally, I can't see how pumping your body full of hormones and messing with your natural fertility, it just seems like that's gonna have issues.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't, you know.
Yeah, I think again, if you feel like a hormonal IUD is too much for you because you have
copper
that intuition,
too. I'm like, that doesn't seem good. That shit doesn't to me.
That was sensitive to copper.
Out of curiosity, do you feel like people should still have the freedom to choose it?
No, I'd ban it if it was in Pearl's world. I have
No. Look. I say, dude, you don't have to ban it. You don't have to ban it. Just make sure that. But here's the problem. See, already she went to the extreme. No one is going to ban female birth control. But what Pearl is tongue-in-cheek arguing here in Pearl's world is that, look, we can't take rights away from people unless they're in prison, right? But the people that want to sell idiots like Pixie birth control have her convinced that plastic bottles have more of an effect on her fertility than the actual fertility drugs, than the actual birth control. They have convinced her of that. So much so that she actually cites the studies and statistics that fooled her into thinking that her birth control is safer for her reproductive system than plastic water bottles. And there you go.
I have no power over this decision, you know, but personal opinion, I think it does more harm than good.
Okay, out of curiosity, do you feel the same way about like all forms of birth control?
Yeah, I would ban it all.
Okay, I think it's really interesting because like we were just having a conversation about like vasectomies and like how they can be useful when it comes to making sure you're having
I would ban some other stuff too. Like you can't just ban the birth control, okay? I have a whole list of like things I would ban.
Would you ban vasectomies?
Well, I would, but only, hear me out, I would, but you have to ban divorce too.
Okay.
So if I ban divorce, you can't do one or the other, it has to all go together. So I would like ban the divorce, I would ban all that. This is just if I was like queen, you know.
Oh, wow. So women shouldn't vote, ban divorce, and ban birth control.
Tomorrow.
See, and like, you guys, I want you guys, look, I want you guys to look at something. This is the genius of Pearl. Just watch.
It has to all go together. So
do you see the look on Pearl's face? This to Pearl, not that she doesn't believe this, but this is, she amuses herself and others by doing this. This is why Pearl is where she is, because she makes these provocative statements. In Pearl's world, would she ban birth control? Maybe. But it's not Pearl's world, it's everybody's world. That's just kind of how it is. But you can see the look on her face that it's like Pearl says and does things on purpose to trigger and troll people. And people who are triggered and troll react the strongest. And when you have strong reactions to your channel and your social media, you're going to get more eyeballs. There you go. There you go. Derek the Trader with the $10 super chat. Haven't heard from you in a while. Says, Donovan, why are women forever fixated on the exception to the rule when it comes to the data you noted? It seems to happen on every show in the RP space. The reason why they're fixated on the exception is because it's how they sleep at night, right? It's how they sleep at night. And that's for the women who are actually aware of the truth, but they won't acknowledge the truth. A lot of these women, like Pixie just sat here and said, plastic water bottles have more of an effect on my fertility than my birth control. She doesn't believe that. She knows damn well she's full of shit, but she can't concede that point. She can't concede that because then she lost an argument, right? But the other reason why women are fixated on the exception to the rule is because there are stats and studies that position the exception to the rule as the rule. You don't think Pfizer or Merck or McKesson funds some of these articles that tell women that birth control, that their form of birth control has less of an effect on their fertility than plastic water bottles? You better believe they do. Of course they do. And so, just like Pearl said, half these studies and statistics are designed to fool women into thinking that the exception is the rule. That's why they argue so vehemently when they're met with empirical and anecdotal data.
Or like ban the divorce. I would ban all that. This is just if I was like queen, you know, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not. I have no say over
Pixie,
this.
can I ask you something?
Go for it.
So you're not on any contraception? Are you on contraception at the
Oh,
moment?
of course she is.
Yeah, I have an IUD. I got it for health purposes. It changed my...
Stop the cap.
See, there it is. This is her virtue signaling. I have an IUD, and I got it for health purposes. Pixie, you're a slut, sweetie. You're a slut who wants to get nutted in. That's why. That's why. Guys, she wants us to think that she got it for health purposes. No, you didn't. You got it so that you could get skeeted in by the men you have sex with and not have to worry about getting pregnant. And that's okay. Just say so. No woman on the face of the earth has ever... Here's the thing. If it really were for health reasons, she wouldn't call it birth control. Guys, think about it. Think about it. If it really were for health reasons, she would call it hormonal replacement therapy, HRT. Men, we do the same thing. We do testosterone replacement therapy. That is a hormone that we inject into our bodies for health reasons, right? For women, it's the opposite. Women don't inject hormones. We call it testosterone replacement therapy, okay? We do it for health reasons. That's why we call it TRT. But she's calling it birth control that I did for health reasons. If you did it for health reasons, then why not just call it HRT, right? Hormonal replacement therapy. No, she characterizes it as birth control because that's the reason she did it. She calls her hormonal replacement therapy birth control because that was the original intent of getting on birth control. She would characterize it as HRT. That's why we know she's full of shit right now. Stop it.
My life for the better.
So do you never use condoms then? That answers my question.
That's a no.
Okay.
That's a no.
I think everybody should use like as many forms of contraception as possible.
Yeah, didn't answer the question. She never uses condoms.
Because that's just a safe thing, right? You know, I want like to have children in the future. I don't want to get an STD. I think everybody should be safe.
Okay.
So, do you use condoms or not?
Let's use condoms, guys. Skins all the way.
What do you guys think about the tweet? What's your guys' opinion?
I think when it comes to vasectomy, I think it's like a choice thing, because I think for one of the things I've been listening is there is this expectation in society of what makes you a happier person or what makes you live a more fruitful life. But I think no one really knows, right? So obviously they're being responsible, be irresponsible. You have to make that choice. Me personally, I've got children, so and I want to have a lot more children. So naturally, from a personal standpoint, it's like okay, I wouldn't do a vasectomy. However, I wouldn't feel like, I know enough to say to someone, don't ever do that because you make you feel unhappy, because I don't know that. I've never done it myself. So I think with the tweet, I think naturally you've acknowledged you're being provocative by mentioning it.
Right.
And the fact you haven't got it yourself is quite telling. Tweeting it and not having it. So I don't know. I think
no, that makes sense. Look, this guy is right. And Troy admitted it. Hey, look, I put the vasectomy thing in there because I knew it would get clicks. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to want to get, it's okay. It is okay. It's okay to do something for clicks. That's not against the law.
Well, I don't swim in the sea every morning either. I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
That would be awesome.
I would love to. I would love to swim in the sea every morning. I think in an ideal world, I would swim in the sea every morning. But I mean, if we want to go to the letter of the law, if you look at the phrasing of the tweet, it doesn't say these are the things I've done to make me a high-value man. I've said it's a proposition. It's a notional proposition of some factors that could add up to a high-value man, of which the vasectomy was, a little bit jokey. I mean, if I'd have known it was going to hit 1.2 million or whatever it is, I probably might have rethought it a little bit. But at the same
No. If you knew it was going to hit 1.2 million, you definitely would have tweeted it.
At the same time, I do think guys, should be allowed to have that autonomy if they want to. I don't see why there should be any problem with that, really.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused about why you would ban it completely, or why you would ban it.
Oh, here we go.
Can you elaborate more on that?
Oh, I think it does more harm than good. I think we have like a collapsing birth rate problem, and I think.
See, Pixie just wants to argue. I'd like to know why you would ban it. God.
Family. I have weird views on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think family is good. I think marriage is good, but I think that the way we do it today, I just think it's unfair to men. And so I think we should get rid of birth control. I think, one, it gives us all these hormonal issues. Two, we're not having as many kids as we used to have. And three, I also think it's kind of weaponized against men. A lot of times, women lie about being on it. Not being on it. I think that's unfair.
Thank you.
But yeah, I don't think it's a net good for society. So I would ban it, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously I'm in disagreement with you guys when it comes to the hormonal issues. But I do think when it comes to what you're talking about, collapsing birth rate, a lot of people talk about it as it's this inherently bad thing, but I don't really think of it that way. And the reason why I don't think of it that way is because having lots of children isn't...
That's because you're here, you stupid bimbo. Of course she doesn't think... So she's talking about population control and birth rates falling. Of course she doesn't care about birth rates falling. You're here. Everyone who is pro Noit Roba, it's interesting when you ask them, well, what if your parents wanted to Noit Roba you? Well, so now it's a problem. Got it. Write it with the $5 super chat. Says chicks love to cover up 304 behavior in fruity language. Absolutely. I got on birth control for health reasons. Bitch, you just outed yourself. You got on birth control because you want to get dick down with a raw dick. It ain't got nothing to do with health reasons. Stop it. Because she's the same bitch she was the last time she was on Fresh and Fit. I ain't trying to hear it.
If those children aren't being raised right? If those children are in like bad economic scenarios, if you're just having a lot of children to have a lot of children, you're not going to be able to have enough time or money to give them the attention and care that they need. I think in a lot of Western countries, you see like a lower birth rate, but in return, you see like a higher quality of life for a lot of these children compared to other places.
I disagree. I think we'd have less mental health problems if that was true.
There it is.
Because what I see is more mental health issues in Western countries.
Yep.
I think what's much more likely is that in Western countries, you can actually get properly diagnosed, while in developing countries, like everything is so messed up there that it's hard.
Yes, but but in those underdeveloped countries, they're not pumping themselves full of hormones, so they're not having mental health issues.
To get a proper diagnosis, much less afford to go to a doctor, or much less like afford to get.
Have you spent a lot of time in developing countries?
Nope.
I mean,
No.
yeah, I would argue.
Okay.
I mean,
I would argue it's a yes or no question, Pixie.
Yes, I would argue or yes.
I mean, I went to Colombia for like a mission trip a few months ago to help with like doctors there translating English and Spanish.
And your like conclusion was that they had mental health issues, they just didn't know it.
Oh, my conclusion is basically like if you're living in a low quality life, you're gonna have mental issues no matter what. But yeah, like.
No. No, because I'll tell you what. When my folks split up for the first time, we went with our mom. Dude, we were as broke as a joke, y'all. I'm talking powdered milk, government cheese, all of that. Like, dude, I'm old enough to remember when food stamps were actually food stamps, like actual currency. I didn't have any mental health issues. You want to know why? Because we didn't know we were poor. We didn't know we were poor. So once again, see, privilege is like Myron says, privilege is always invisible to those who have it. Pixie assumes that if you grow up in a low economic status, you are going to have mental issues. I would argue that people who grow up in affluent areas and neighborhoods, I think they're more susceptible to having mental health issues. Secondhand Truth says you don't get to have mental health issues when you're on the real struggle bus. Exactly. That dude, comment of the day. Brenda C says, wow, what a bold statement. Yeah, exactly. Dude, Cigar Man says $1 was brown. Hell yeah. Dude, I remember those food stamps, man. I had no mental health issues. And people who grow up in less economically favorable conditions, just like Secondhand Truth says, they don't have mental health issues because they just ain't got the time. They ain't got the time. They're too worried about putting food on the table. They don't know where their rent money's coming from. Yeah, Jay Blaze says poor people can't have depression. Hell no, they can't. Fuck out of here. Only privileged white girls who pretend they're Puerto Rican. Yeah, right. Jay Blaze says too busy to survive. There you go.
There's also been like data researching this.
Sorry, what would you class as a low quality life?
Having trouble affording food, basic necessities, not being able to afford treatment for like mental health or physical health either, having like trouble.
So what countries have a low quality? Like what countries would you say the majority?
You can probably like search up an index online right now. I would argue like a lot of African.
Oh, here we go. See, now she's going continent. Look, you're the one making these arguments. If you're going to see, this is why we know she's just talking, because she cannot specifically name a country where this is happening.
Countries, I would argue a lot of like countries in South America.
Oh, the niggas didn't like that. Oh, they didn't like that at all. Guys, what you guys are about to see here is why white liberals, white privileged female liberals in America, they're the most racist people on the planet, man. They're the most racist people on the fucking planet. Listen to what this bitch just says.
Not being able to afford treatment for like mental health or physical health either. Having like trouble.
So what countries have a low quality? Like what countries would you say the majority?
You can probably like search up an index online right now. I would argue like a lot of African countries. I would argue a lot of like countries in South America.
Persons of color. And listen to the niggas. There's like whoa, hey, whoa, wait, whoa, hey, whoa.
I mean,
yo, them niggas was like, whoa, white girl, whoa. Look. I love these dudes. These guys are like, whoa, white girl, slow your roll, bitch. Watch this. This is awesome. Like, whoa, whoa, hey, oh.
You can probably like search up an index online right now.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
African countries. I would argue a lot of like
Oh.
countries in South America.
I mean,
I think, you know what, to be obviously you're entitled to your opinion, but I think to
Yo.
that the only like country you've gone to.
Yo, these niggas are like, whoa, slow your roll. Slow your roll.
I would say it's like you're developing.
I've been to the Dominican Republic. I've been to Costa Rica.
I think considering like,
We're not talking about vacation spots, sweetheart. We're not talking about we're not talking about third world countries with vacation resorts.
Like, I think me personally, I think considering how big the world is, like to have such a, like, you know, generalized statement, I think it would require traveling more and just experiencing it more. So I think because it can become a dangerous rhetoric to say that I'm going to a few places, and one of the things you referenced was, oh, you can check the index online. I don't think that's like a representative of how those countries are like what's going on over there. Like, maybe you should take a trip to more places and just have a look.
Okay,
Oh shit.
I have a genuine question for you guys. Do you think that not being able to have food, water, access to like health means that your quality of life is going to be peachy and okay? Do you not think those things are relevant when it
But
comes
that's
to
because
quality of life?
you're determining the value of life by your materialistic, consumeristic possessions instead of.
Health is not consumerist. Health is literally how you
But your
feel
definition
about
of
your
health
body.
is how many drugs you can pump into your body.
That is not my definition of health. My definition of health is whether you're getting the basic nutrients to like survive and not be like near death. That's my definition of health.
Oh, okay. And there are many countries where most people are not near death, Pixie. You see, Pixie, the world is not as terrible as you think it is. Again, this is a woman who clearly, and look, she has a privileged background. I don't care. Look, shout out to her, right? Shout out to her. She's lived a great life and she's got rich parents and all the rest of that. But people like this have no idea. Not only do they have no idea what it is to struggle, they don't know how to identify it. They just don't know how to identify it. It's ridiculous.
Western countries are obese.
Thank you.
Like, so they're less healthy.
No, but okay.
You just said that they're like they would have issues because they're less healthy, but we're less healthy.
Okay.
Got her.
When it comes
Got her. Devin says her definition of health is access to birth control. That's exactly right. There you go.
to obesity, you can like lose that weight. It's difficult, but it's a lot harder. Or what is it?
But they don't. Like,
I mean,
No.
they can.
statistically, like,
There's a very
They can, but they don't, Pixie. Like, just
very big difference between like, hey, you know, you're overweight and you can lose it versus you're not having access to clean water. You know, like these are that.
people who don't have access to clean water are generally not overweight. Those people tend to be underweight. Do you see how she keeps pinning herself in a corner? She keeps pinning herself in a corner. Just because you don't have access to clean water doesn't mean you're overweight. What are we doing?
Vastly different things. Like one is actually much easier to remedy than the other.
Where do they where would you say they don't have access to clean water? Because didn't you say we don't have clean water?
Flint, Michigan.
Either.
I mean, there's a difference between like water that's going to give you like parasites.
Here we go. So do you see? Every time we ask her a direct question, she diffuses the question. First, it was clean water and dirty water. Now we're into the dirty water. Well, that depends on what kind of parasites. You can. This is why people need to stop bringing her on the show, because she doesn't offer anything of substance. All she does is argue in bad faith, and she never acknowledges hard and fast truths.
And like, you know, like bacterial problems versus like water that might have like a few hormones in there. Like there's a very big difference.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. So now water with now it's a few hormones in the water. Well, wait a minute. I thought the hormones in our food and water were fucking up your reproductive system more than your IUD. This girl is a walking contradiction. She's a walking contradiction. Everything she says, she's going to contradict herself. She's going to contradict herself at every turn. Devin says Troy looks like the head coach of the Jets after Rodgers got hurt. Yeah, man, he looks. Yeah, he looks like Robert Saleh after Aaron Rodgers was taken off. Shout out to Dev.
Between those two, I would say.
So I have a question. When you travel to wherever you travel to, where you saw where they have water that have parasites, was it like the whole city of like where you went to, or was it like a fringe little village?
Well, what is it? I mean, in a lot of countries, they recommend for you to like not drink the water without a filter because drinking the water like can give you those problems.
Okay, and those countries have filters. And if they have filters, they probably have access to other things too, Pixie.
I visited the Wayuu people, which is like a whole like basically northern area of Colombia. Their population is like over 1 million people, but yeah.
And
they recommended not to drink the water in general.
They recommended not to drink the water. Does that mean the water is full of parasites? You can't have it both ways, sweetie. The water either has parasites in it or it doesn't. Come on.
Over 1 million people, according to you, are living in poverty. They have mental health issues, and then they are malnourished.
Yeah.
1 million people.
I think, or a number similar to that. And it's not just there, right? There's global poverty is a thing that exists, right? Like, we're not going to pretend that.
So those 1 million people are living in poverty. They have health issues. They have mental health issues. They have bad water, and yet they seem to still thrive. And there's no widespread disease in that area. There's no like famine.
It's the opposite. There is widespread disease in that area. There's a bunch of people who have parasites, a bunch of children who have parasites. It's really sad, actually.
You know, I'm going to say, I think to be fair to you, you're trying to empathize. However, I think you're operating with limited information.
There you go. Thank you.
Especially when you mentioned Africa, because
100%.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, look, this guy just nailed her. This guy just nailed her. She thinks because she's been to a couple of villages, then she is the world's foremost expert on clean versus dirty water. Like, you are a privileged white woman who has no fucking clue what it's really like for these people. Come on, man. Jonathan Castillo with the $50 super chat says, W. Donovan L. Pixie, I enjoy your content. Was planning on going to the CME this year, but my friend is deciding to ruin his life that weekend. But I will definitely be at CME 2024. Yes, CME 2024 will be in Las Vegas, Nevada. CME 2024, CME 4, will be in Las Vegas, Nevada.
It's just what I notice about Americans. You guys live in such a bubble. You think that America is the only place that has technology. Or has,
Thank you. Thank you.
The answer.
Kenji says, I actually think she's lying. I don't think she's been anywhere. I think she's been to vacation resorts, but I agree with you. She is not experienced. She is not experienced enough to speak with the authority with which she is speaking. She is speaking like she is an authority on this. You are a privileged white woman. You are not the authority on anything other than being a Karen.
Life. The reality is,
yeah, she identifies as Puerto Rican, but she's a white girl.
What you're speaking about when you're talking about Africans that live in poverty and all of that, the thing is, you haven't actually spoken to these people. You haven't actually had discussions with these people. The truth is, most people that live in a family unit, no matter what their economic status is, are usually happier than people that live the way you live.
Thank you.
And I'm speaking about this from personal experience. I grew up in an estate where it was literally like a family unit where in that little environment where we lived, there were like more than 1,000 different apartments, and we all saw each other's family. We all grew up together. We weren't necessarily the richest people in the world, but we all thrived. I'm here today. I'm healthier than most people I see walking around, even though I come from where I come from. So the fact that you guys have this narrative of just because people are from Africa, they are not healthy or they have.
I didn't say that. I didn't say just because. Okay, I didn't say just because you're in Africa, you're automatically going to live an unhealthier life. That's not what I.
But that's what you referenced, sweetie. That's what you referenced. And what he said was exactly what I said. He grew up poor. He grew up unprivileged and disadvantaged. He did. They didn't have the best of everything, but they still thrived. Because they didn't know they were poor. They didn't know they were poor. Dude, when we were poor, we had no idea. Some of my greatest and happiest childhood years were in Washington State. Steilacoom, Washington, right outside of Tacoma. We were as broke, guys. We were flat broke. I mean, dude, food stamps. I mean, dude, oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, we were as happy as we could be. We had no idea that we were broke. James Abram with the $20 super chat says, yeah, they got a new spot, a lot of BS going on, and can't wait to see you on again. I don't know why mainstream media gets mad at you guys are saving lives and making them better versions of themselves. Thanks for all you guys do, and that chick is crazy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, the reason why mainstream media doesn't like us is because we are waking men up to their value. Most men tend to undervalue themselves, while most women tend to overvalue themselves. But the minute a man realizes what his value is, he becomes much more difficult to control. That's why the mainstream media does not like what we talk about. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. I greatly appreciate that.
What I said is that there are African countries who have a lower quality of life, and not just African.
What I'll tell you is the places that have what you're speaking about are usually the minority. It's not the majority. You put it out as if it's something that's afflicting Africa.
Okay, and also your point was on mental health, that these people are unhappier. Well, I'm saying mental and physical.
It's actually the mental health point I'm actually trying to tackle. The health one is completely false, but the mental health one is very laughable because there are more mad people in America than you find in Africa. I can guarantee you that.
He said there are more mad people in America than in Africa. He is 100% right. There are more people in America who have mental health issues than probably any country in the world combined. Good point.
Okay.
You have people walking down the street shooting people, going into schools shooting. Things like that don't happen in Africa. People don't just carry guns and start shooting up a school in Africa.
There it is.
Do you think crime doesn't happen in Africa?
No, crime happens,
but not at the rate it does here.
What kind of madness do you have to have for you to pick up a gun and walk into a school with children and shoot up a school?
Thank you.
Yeah, there's definitely different types of madness.
Yes, but that's the point, Pixie.
Has that ever happened in America?
Happen in Africa, bro.
Has that ever happened in Africa? Has anyone? Have you heard about shootings in Africa like that?
Yeah, we can Google it.
Google.
The main argument that
also, do people in Africa suddenly wake up and decide that they want to be a different gender?
Okay,
I don't think that happens.
Trying to go back to the main argument, I think
there it is. See, she just got cooked, and now she's trying to backpedal. So she just got cooked. Anytime she gets sharp angled, she says, "Well, I didn't say blah 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 blah." Come on now.
I was trying to say is that yeah, developing nations tend to have like worse outcomes physically. I would say mentally as well. That doesn't mean every single person has mental health issues or that it's all one or another. I'm just saying that when you're in a less developed nation, you tend to have.
Pixie, shut the fuck up. The man just told you there are more people who have mental health issues in the United States than all of Africa combined. That's what he is saying. Mental health, dude, mental health, look, I think the only people who really suffer from mental health issues are people in asylums. That's what I think. People who get locked up in padded rooms, who are just, look, mental health issues definitely exist. But we live in the SSRI generation. And as far as white women are concerned, if they're not 1,000% happy 1,000% of the time, then they're depressed. I'm having a bad day. Let me pop a Xanax. I'm not happy. Let me pop another pill. No, man. Mental health, dude, the mental health crisis is just as much of an industry as the birth control. Industry. It's the same thing.
Like a worse quality of life overall, and I think that's messed up.
What makes a good quality of life?
Access to basic necessities, lower risk of
so like money,
like food and water.
Okay, but you know what's interesting? What you don't say? A stable family.
I mean, I
think that's the most important thing.
And that's a stable family. That's the most important thing. And oh, by the way, that's what the dude on the chair said. He's like, look, we were broke, but we all treated each other like family, and that's why we made it through.
Because I know rich kids that literally are so messed up mentally because their parents didn't care.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like to me, the most important thing kids need is parents.
Yeah.
I think that's above access to all the stuff you're talking about. I genuinely think that the most messed up thing you can do to a kid is not have parents.
Yeah, and I would respond with that one of the things that makes it hardest to have a stable family unit is being in poverty and not having access to those supplies. And there's been a couple of studies about this that
Studies. It's all studies, man. Can you point out anything that you've seen or heard? All this woman does is talk about studies. When people only cite studies and statistics as a rebuttal or as their source, that means they have no argument. They have not lived life. And you notice it's always younger people who tend to do that. Destiny, Melina, this insufferable bitch. They're all young people who haven't really experienced life.
But when you help get people out of poverty, when people are moved out of poverty, their home life situation improves because they're less stressed. They can take more time to focus on the kids, to nurture them, instead of having to worry about okay, where am I going to get clean water? Where am I going to get good food?
I think
Jay Blaze says adversity brings people together. There it is. Damn it. There it is. Before 9/11, this country was very, very divided. After 9/11, we're still very divided. But I'm going to tell you what, I cannot remember a time in my lifetime when Americans were more united than in the wake of 9/11. Adversity brings people together because you have to rely on each other. You have to rely on each other. That's the point. Very good comment there by Jay Blaze. Panda Trucker with the $20 super chat says, I grew up poor, not knowing if I'd eat that night. Butter and sugar. Yo, butter and sugar sandwiches, bruh. Oh my God. Yo, look, I could talk to y'all about I could talk to you about some butter and sugar sandwiches. I can talk to y'all about mayonnaise sandwiches. Guys, this is just the reality. Anyway, he says, I'm making $95K a year now, and I still hold the same mentality. If I don't spend it, I don't need it. Very good. The Roadblock85 with a $10 super chat says, bitch said something ignorant in a room full of men who know better. Now she has the nerve to get defensive. Yeah, exactly.
But then why when the quality of life has gone up in the last 100 years have you seen more divorces? It doesn't make any sense.
Thank you.
Like 90% of people were married 100 years ago. Life was a lot harder than that.
But here's the thing: she's conflating places that probably have issues that come from either war with normal African places. So, for instance, the point I'm trying to make is, if you go to any village in Nigeria, you'll find way more healthy people than you'll find in America. You see people that live until they're 90 because they eat natural food, they farm their food, they know that they get their medicine straight from the ground. They don't take drugs. They don't take all of that. You see people that understand. In Africa, you have people that they call herbalists. These are medical doctors. That you call them medical doctors in the West, but there we call them native doctors that understand plants that can heal your headaches, heal your menstrual issues, heal your fertility issues without having to go to a hospital. And you find all these people there in Africa, and they live a very high quality of life because they don't have the problems of the Western world.
Oh my God. This dude just absolutely fucking cooked her. Got her. Got her again. Yo, Edward Cross says spaghetti noodles and butter. Yo, dude, butter, sugar, and rice. Yo, I'm telling you. Guys, I am telling you, I have lived this shit. Man. Oh my God, y'all are speaking my language now.
Yeah,
wait.
Like, for example,
And they find solutions to most of the problems you think are problems. For instance, you were saying something about dirty water. You look at it as dirty water because you probably went to a place where there's water on. Literally, they go to the river, fetch their water, go home and boil it.
Oop. You can boil water. There we go. There it is. Dude, he's cooking this bitch.
They're going to pick up the water from the ground and drink it straight from there. These people understand these things. They've had systems that they have developed over centuries. Just because they don't do it the way the Western people do it doesn't mean that they are wrong.
I have 2 things to say. I would love it if you could give me the name of like these villages that have.
Oh, shut the fuck up. This is always this bitch's move. Always this bitch's move. I would love for you to tell me what villages you were talking about. Just like she said to Candace Owens, I would love to read the book that you got that from. No, you wouldn't. You're just telling. So what she's doing is she's telling him he is either misinformed or he's lying. You don't challenge someone. You don't challenge someone on their opinions by saying, well, I would like to read, or I'd like to see, or I would love for you to name blah 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 blah, if they actually believed them. No, what she's doing is calling this dude a liar. I would love to. No, you wouldn't, bitch. Pixie is the typical passive-aggressive white American female. Unbelievable. The Level Up Man with the $10 super chat says, growing up, I had concrete floors in my house because a flood came and ruined the carpet and my dad couldn't replace it. Didn't even take out the tack strips. We lived on potted meat and ramen noodles. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I'm trying to tell you. MLD is in the house. He says if she was pretty, she wouldn't be so into debating, and she sucks at debating. Yeah, exactly.
Like a higher, longevity of life compared to Western countries. Like, that would be cool. So that way I can research it myself and I could see and learn more. So if you can give me a list, that would be awesome.
No.
No.
You're not, guys. I want you guys to listen to this whole sequence. This is such bullshit. All of this here is straight cap. Watch.
Name of like these villages that have like a higher, longevity of life compared to Western countries. Like, that would be cool. So that way I can research it myself and I could.
No, you're not researching shit. You're not researching shit. The only reason why you're telling them, can you please send this to me? I would love to know these countries, is because you've lost the argument. That's why. And in your mind, questioning them indirectly means that you haven't lost. Well, I would love for you to prove that your claims are true. Give me a list. I got news for you, baby. Maybe you haven't realized this yet, but not all data on the internet is correct. We live in an age where people like her rely on Google as the Bible. If it's not on Google, if it's not on Instagram, if there's not a stat or study, it doesn't exist to them. Then they go out into the real world and have the shock of their fucking lives. Ay. Oh, dude, Ice Dragon Kid, hot dogs and white bread. Real shit, dude. Real shit, dude. I did not have the luxury of hot dog buns until I got to college. I was like, what is this? This is nice. Wait, this is actually bread designed for hot dogs? Who knew?
See and learn more. So if you can give me a list, that would be awesome.
Stop.
No.
I don't have to give you. Literally, just search Nigeria and search any state you want to search and just look. You can find information online. Look for any state in Nigeria and look for a village.
Okay. And then the second thing I would say is that you can boil water to make it cleaner in certain circumstances, but there's other circumstances where, you know, a lot of people, the way that they get their water is from the ground, right? And what happens sometimes is that depending on like the mineral composition of that area, it could be very salty. So you can't really boil salt out of water, which makes the water like very hard to drink and makes it like kind of bad to drink.
This is the problem. You're speaking.
She's always looking for an excuse. She's always looking for an excuse. There's always a reason. Guys, this is called the victim mindset. Every solution these men give her, there's always another reason as to why that solution doesn't work and why they're underprivileged. This is crazy.
Talking about this from a Western point of view, the people that are indigenous to those places know where to get their water from, not because they just happen to stumble on some.
Yeah, no, the Wayuunaki knew.
They've had generations upon generations because most of them are indigenous to the place. They know where they get their good water from. They know where they get the water where it will probably be poisonous to you. They're not just stumbling into whatever.
No, you fucking don't.
I know, but
no, you don't. She's not listening. She's not listening, guys. What this dude said is that you're insulting the people who are indigenous to these places. These people know where to get water. If the water was so bad and poisonous, then they would have died out. What this dude is telling her is you don't know shit. You don't know because you've never fucking been. Do not speak with authority on shit you know nothing about. And she's sitting here trying to argue. Invocator says, for my poor Hispanics, we had water with cereal and tortillas with hot sauce. Dude, we had water with cereal. I've never done the tortillas with hot sauce, though. But that's a good one. I definitely had sugar water. Sugar water was definitely a thing. Hamburgers with white bread. Hey, look, I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Even then, like the Wayuu people still struggled because that was a problem. Like,
oh my God, did she just say you people? Oh my God, oh my God. Yo, this is crazy.
I know.
Whatever ground to pick up whatever water.
I know, but even then, like the Wayuu people still struggled because that was
you people. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yo,
problem. Like even
this bitch is her foot is all the way in her mouth. Oh my God.
I know.
Whatever ground to pick up whatever water.
I know, but even then, like the Wayuu people still struggled because that was
you
a problem. Like, even
people.
though they were to get clean water, it was still like a limited supply, so they had to get it from other sources as well.
That's just a minority. You can't use that as a blanket to say, well, that means African people and Colombians are also they're all poisoned.
You can't wait. I feel you can't say that about yours as well. You're saying like, oh no, like this is how the majority of people live, and I feel like we would need like datas or studies.
No, there it is. Datas or studies. There you go. You fucking whore. Datas and studies doesn't explain everything. This bitch thinks she knows it all because of data and studies. Fuck your data and studies, slut. Seriously. Give me a fucking break. That's how she thinks she wins every argument. That's why you look like a fucking idiot right now, because you don't know. And like I said at the top of the broadcast, empirical and anecdotal evidence. These men are from the country she's talking about. These men are from the country she's talking about, guys. And they're telling her how it is, and she's telling them, no, it's not. You're wrong. You lived in these places, you came up like this, and I'm telling you that what you experienced in your childhood just isn't right. Why? Because there are no studies or data to show that. The nerve.
The majority of people in Nigeria actually live really good average lives.
Okay, well, I'm talking about Africa as a whole.
This bitch.
The majority of people in Africa live in cities.
This is unbelievable.
In America.
Yeah, sure.
The villages.
See, this is funny. She thinks that most people in Africa live in villages, like on National Geographic. This fucking bitch.
These are there, obviously, but most.
Oh, here we go. Big to 85 says fried bologna, ramen noodles was a luxury for being poor. Dude, I'm trying to, man. Hey, yo, those fried bologna sandwiches, and then you add cheese. Oh my God. Hey, that's some good eating. Cigar Man says, Donovan, do you remember the 25-cent sandwich ice cream? You better believe it. You better believe it. You better fucking believe it.
People live in cities. Just we have skyscrapers, we have elevators.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, you didn't sound like you knew that, but I'm just trying to make sure that you did.
Well, yeah. What I was trying to convey is that, you know, you have global poverty in a lot of places in Africa, India, China, South America. Like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, Africa is the only place that has poverty. Of course not. I know that there's people who live a great quality of life there. What I'm trying to say.
But what you're trying to say is that it's not like that for most people. And these men who are from these countries are telling you that it is.
Is that, hey, global poverty is a thing. People are living lives that could be better, that could be improved, and we should try to do that.
But why do we assume Western is better?
I don't assume Western is better. I assume access to basic supplies is better.
Yeah, so, sorry, yeah, I would just listen to this, and as an African Cameroon, I wasn't born in this country. Shout out to King, Nigerian, shout out to, obviously, all the African, shout out to Vic as well, another Cameroonian brother. So I think you're talking about this in a very Western way of looking at it. I think it's quite offensive as well, how you're speaking. It's not for us to tell you what the percentage of African countries that are living. It's for you to say, because you're coming out with a very brown statement right now.
Thank you.
You don't need to prove anything. You need to prove what you're talking about.
Ooh!
And it seems like you have a very, very minute,
There it is. There it is. There it is. He is telling her the burden of proof is on you, bitch. We came from these countries. We know what it's like. This is where we're from. You're not going to tell us what's going on in our countries. Jesus fuck, man.
Specimen and data to come from, and you're talking about little tribes in South America. That's not Africa.
No, I didn't just.
No, wait, let me
No.
So
Shut the
the reason
fuck
why I'm
up.
saying this is because America as a whole, there's parts of America that are literally look like a third world country. You have people, you have crack epidemics, you have what's the other one? What's that one they got? Fentanyl. All these types of things, right? And to come out here and to speak and to say to somebody like King, who came from nothing literally, and is here now, as a producer of the Just Pearly show. How did he do that if he was struggling, if he was skinny?
Thank
How
you.
did he do that?
Thank you.
So this, I find it quite offensive. I'll be honest with you, because in order for you to say these things, you need to have data, and you don't have data. And when we ask you, it's kind of like, well, you tell me the countries. No, you tell me the countries. Because Africa is not see, when people speak about Africa, it's not a monolith. Africa is a continent. It's made up of so many different countries, right? And let me speak about RP Gaddafi. See, Gaddafi was a great man, a very great man, Colonel Gaddafi. Libya we used to fly through Tripoli, we used to fly through Free Airlines to Cameroon. Libya was a very developed country. None of the residents needed to pretty much do anything. Gaddafi used to pay for a lot. Gaddafi wanted to have a Central Africa, kind of like United States of America. He also wanted to put a pipe for Africa to run water across Africa. The other nations.
See, he's giving her a history lesson. Oh, you guys. Look, Jiffy corn muffins. You better believe it. Smacks, Golden Puffs, dude. I remember, we didn't have Fruit Loops. We had Fruit Rings. We didn't have Kellogg's Corn Flakes. We just got Breakfast Flakes. We didn't have Cocoa Puffs. We got chocolate balls. We didn't get Frankenberry. We got Zombie Berry. Like, dude, it was like, dude, we ate all the off-brand stuff and we turned out okay.
It didn't like this, and it started the war in Africa, and obviously now Libya destabilized. And obviously, like, to the outside world, you guys will think that Libya was a war zone, but Libya was never a war zone. Libya was a beautiful place. Now Libya's a war zone, and now they're trading in slaves. So
yes, instead of Honey Nut Cheerios, they're Honey-O's. We all know about this, y'all. Jay Blaze says her only experience are the infomercials where you have the guy say for the price of a cup of coffee, you can save these people. There you go. There you go. And this dude is taking her to task. Yes, Level Up Man says, our cereal didn't come in a box. It came in a bag. Oh, my God. Do not get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, man. Y'all are taking it way back. Yo, MLD says, we made mac and cheese with water because we didn't have milk and butter. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, man, y'all don't know nothing about the struggle, man. MLD knows. He grew up a broke-ass nigga just like I did.
The reason why I say this is because America has so much influence in Africa, and you guys, and literally Africa is the backbone to the modern society. So when you speak like this, it's quite offensive because we couldn't even be doing this show right now without Africa. You couldn't be using your phone without Africa. You couldn't be using your computer without Africa. Africa is the bloodline of the world. So when you speak, just get a little bit more education. And if you want to speak about countries, make sure you say some names. That's all.
I can pull up my phone right now.
Oh, gotcha. Got it. Okay, I can pull up my phone right now.
Like, I'm feeling...
Please do.
Okay, sure, I'll pull up, like, the Global Poverty Index. But, by the way, I just want to make it really clear. I think it's insane that people are saying, access to basic food and water is a Western concept. I think that's something that all nations strive for.
No,
okay?
no, Western...
And wait. Let me add on top of that. You guys asked me to name some places that have poverty. I said some countries in Africa. Obviously, Africa isn't the only place that has poverty, okay? Like, I never said that. I feel like you guys...
Pick up your phone, bitch. You said you'd pick it up. Pick it up.
My words.
I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. And if you were such an expert, why do you need your phone? If you were so well, see this, guys, this is why, look, this is why people who have anecdotal and empirical data and experience make the best arguments. Myron almost never cites studies and statistics. I almost never do. And the reason why is because we know that stuff can be made to say whatever they want it to say. But here she is, relying on something that somebody else said as her moral compass. No way.
Why was that your first thing to say? What was your first thing to say?
Because at least to my understanding and to my knowledge, there are high rates of poverty in certain countries there that are war-torn. And yeah, a lot of it has been because of European and United States influence in the past. I'm not denying that. I would never deny that. But then I followed with the countries in South America. India and China have also really high rates of poverty. Like, I'm sorry if I came across saying, like, oh, no, just Africa, because that wasn't my full sentence and that wasn't my full sentiment.
Nope, you said there are countries in Africa. You said for starters.
The point I was trying to get across is, yeah, there's a lot of nations around the world that are poor,
But
and that sucks.
I think you're attached. So, see, what King was saying about Africa has a big sense of family unit, and that's what we promote over there. So it seems to be a Western thing where you attach monetary value of how happy you are, and this is why people work so much. They get, they go get the mortgage, they go get the kid, they get the finance, they get all of these things, and they feel suffocated because they were told that this is what's supposed to make you happy. But come to Africa, and you're going to see kids literally just walking down the road playing with sticks, and they're going to be way more happier than you. Do you know why? Because it's quality of living versus what you think it is. So you're talking about,
oh my God,
water. People do that every single day. But to you, it seems like, wow, how could they do that? Their life must be so hard. I couldn't believe you said that. If you don't have access to health, that means basically you have mental health. That's crazy to me. Because
no, I'm saying it's higher. There are higher correlations.
Really. No way, because that means.
I'm sorry, you're pretending like if access or lack of access doesn't add stress to your life.
You're talking about stress.
No. That's exactly what we're saying. Not having access to something after having access to it, that's what stresses you out. But when you are born and grow up poor, it doesn't stress you out. You can't miss something that you've never had. So once again, she's speaking from a place of privilege. That's what it is. If I don't have access to basic X, Y, and Z, that's fine. For a Western purpose, for a Western person. Bitch, this ain't Survivor. This is not Survivor, man. And even on Survivor, they get to eat at fucking Applebee's every other episode when they win reward, right? The lens that she is speaking from is through a lens of privilege. Only privileged people think that not having access to X, Y, and Z means that you live a bad life. Of course it does, because you've had access to that stuff. But for men like this who grew up, who were born and grew up in this country, they don't see it that way. King Life says you become appreciative when you don't have much. Exactly. MLD says she's such an entitled little brat. Oh, dude, 100%.
Stress versus mental health condition. That's completely different.
No, stress absolutely affects your mental health.
But that's
this is well documented.
It's not cause. You're talking about correlation versus cause, right? So what I'm talking about is, end of the day is, across the world, people have stress. People are poor everywhere. People are poor. Come around London, I'll show you some poor people too.
Yeah.
So exactly.
And the more stressed you are because of those situations, the harder it is to deal and create a healthy family dynamic. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's definitely not impossible. I never said that.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah. She doesn't realize that she is speaking from a point of view of privilege. You cannot miss what you never had. Dude, these guys just sat here and told you, we grew up poor. We grew up poor and we turned out all right. Give me a break. Roadblock 85 says the war-torn parts of Africa is all we see on TV, so people don't learn anything more than that. Assume the whole continent is that. Exactly.
But I am saying, like, hey, yeah, it is hard to maintain a happy family when your family's struggling in general to get basic food or supplies.
This is what we're saying. You literally don't know what you're speaking. Speaking from a Western.
No, I'm speaking from facts. I'm sorry.
No,
that's
you're
not Western.
No, that is no. Oh, there it is. Now here comes the bitch coming out of her. No, you're not speaking from facts, bitch. You are speaking from a Western privileged point of view.
Have a big family, absolutely. At least 17 first cousins. I'm Hispanic.
Oh, I'm Hispanic. No, you're not.
What do you?
Siblings, direct siblings.
Okay.
How many siblings do you have?
I have what is it? Mom, dad, and brother. But I consider.
There it is.
I'm sorry, but Hispanic. No, now I'm gonna tell you about my culture. I'm gonna tell you about Hispanic culture.
Bitch, you don't represent Hispanic culture, whore. Fuck out of here, bitch. You show your asshole on OnlyFans for $3.99 a month. Fuck your culture. Give me a break. Seriously? Like this bitch is gonna try to position herself as a Hispanic person when you look, sound, act, and think like a white girl. Give me a break.
Okay, the point that I'm trying to make is that when you say, oh, direct family is the only thing that matters, that's bullshit.
I never said direct family.
Okay, then why are you being like, oh, how many direct siblings do you have?
I asked you for a reason, but you let me land.
Okay.
I asked you for a reason.
Finish.
So, for instance, I would say, obviously, the whole family thing has started being destroyed all around the world. It's just not even in the West. It's started even affecting Africa. My point is, our generation, we live in a selfish generation. Everybody's all about me. If you go back 2 generations ago, if you go to, like, for instance, my mom's generation, my mom had 12 siblings. Now, my mom came from a family that she had 12 siblings. There's no issue on earth that she could be going through that she wouldn't have someone to go and speak to. There's nothing she could have gone through, no matter how stressful her life is, that she wouldn't have someone in her corner that she could speak to. But now what you guys do is
and that helps with mental health.
A source.
James Abrams with a $20 super chat. Oh boy. Says rice, butter, sugar, pork and beans. Oh my God, pork and beans and hot dogs. Hell yeah. Corn, ramen, and hot dogs, white bread, fried bologna and cheese. I didn't see buns till I grew up, until I was grown, grew up poor. 100 plus K a year now. What up, MLD? Need you back on the pod. Real shit. Appreciate that, man. James knows what's up. Dude, don't get me started on pork and beans, man. And you know what our mom used to do? She used to cut up the hot dogs and put it in the pork and beans. Oh, I know all about it.
things that your family should do to you, to like a therapist, you outsource it to a doctor, you outsource it to your friends, you outsource it to all other people that don't actually care about you. And that is the culture that has been perpetrated in the West. The point is, when you have families, you literally have a place you can run to in your time of need. And these are people that you are sure, at least for the most part, that have your best interest at heart. That was my point. So
there it is, man. There it is. There it is. Like, he's cooking this.
Things like, oh, it's hard to have a good family when you guys are in poverty. That's not true, because I can literally point to many people that are living in poverty and they have tons of brothers and sisters and they're all happy. They all sleep in the same room. They all sleep side by side with each other. They all eat from the same plate and they're all happy. But you wouldn't know that because obviously you think that you have to have.
There it is. There it is. See, this woman has no idea what she's talking about. No idea what she's talking about. And I'm glad these dudes are taking her to task because she's so stupid. She is so stupid, man. Like, she thinks, she's like, I'm not speaking from Western, I'm speaking facts. Why? Because you found it on your phone? And she has yet to break out her phone. I'd have been like, yeah, break out your phone. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Can I say something? Can I say something? So, my family, my dad is from Nepal, which is a poor country in Asia. So I understand what you're saying. So, for example, when we go there, there's no clean water. You can boil the water, but then, there's problems with that. And so coming from a Western society and then going and see how they live there, it is hard for me to see how they're living like that. And I understand what you're saying, like in terms of like access to health. So say, for example, yes, it's true that these people can have big families, but in my family where there's lots and lots of people, my grandmother she lost 2 babies because she had no access to health. So like, I understand what everybody's saying, but I think that access to clean water, access to healthcare where you can go to a doctor, you can get help. I'm not saying, obviously I'm against like the general health society where we're like, go to pump drugs and all that stuff. I'm not saying that, but that does affect your life. It does, because like, for example, my granddad, taking care of all these kids. Do you think he wasn't stressed? Do you think their lives weren't hard? Of course, yes, having a big family, they had this.
But did he have to get on SSRIs to deal with his unprivileged life? Of course not. He didn't have time. Roadblock 85 says, Big Don, do you remember when you checked Nina the Pineapple on Fresh and Fit for identifying with sisters? This reminds me of that episode. Cooked her ass. Yes, I will get that up for you guys.
Support, they had each other and they were happy. And like, for example, in Nepal, you go up to the mountains and you go trekking. Those people have nothing and they're happy. But when there's a problem, when somebody gets sick, that person could die because there's no doctor there. So it goes both ways. And
there are advantages and disadvantages.
I think maybe what you said was taken potentially slightly out of context. Like, I understand why everybody got upset because it could be taken one way, but the fact is that having no access to healthcare is a problem. That is a problem, and it happens in this world. Like,
let me give you a fact, right? So, I've never been to a hospital for any illness my whole life. And I grew up in the circumstances you guys are speaking of.
There it is.
Not for one illness, not for nothing ever. And I grew up in a village with no.
Well, I mean, shout out to him. Shout out to him. Now, look, he's pointing out an exception and not the rule. He, fortunately for him, was blessed with wonderful genes, right? But the point is that he didn't have access to a doctor and he still turned out all right. Listen, we'd rather have doctors than not, but just like that dude said, you don't know if a doctor's going to have your best interest at heart because they're not related to you, right? At this point, doctors are really little more than glorified pharmaceutical salespeople. Guys? Edward Cross says she's trying to cape for Pixie. Yeah. Sean Moore says, notice she doesn't talk over a woman. Yeah, we know Pixie's a feminist.
Running water, no electricity. We have to walk to the spring. So if you look at these, look at these bottles of water you're drinking, any water company, what is it trying to show you of why they put a price on the water? We got to come to spring. You know where springs are?
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. So naturally, you should, like what the brother was saying over there, is like, naturally, the people that live in this indigenous parts, they know how to source.
They know where the water is, Pixie. Thank you.
Because I come from one of those villages. So I think it's a dangerous assumption, and I'll tell you why it's dangerous. When I first came to England, the representation of Africa was this Oxfam advert on TV. Yeah. That everywhere in Africa, that's how it is. And I was like, completely traumatized. No, that's not what it is.
And having grown up here, I'll be completely honest with you. Yeah, I grew up thinking Africa, everyone lives in a mud hut. No one
yes,
has
thank you. Thank you. Look, I did too. I did too, man. You guys remember all the Ethiopian jokes, right? What do you call an Ethiopian with a nickel on its head? A nail. You guys remember all the remember we used to have the stupid jokes. Like what were the stupid like the Polacks? How many Polacks does it take to change a light bulb? Now in Hawaii, they didn't have Polak jokes. They had jokes they called them poragi. Poragi. Like a poragi is basically a Polak. How many poragis does it take to change a light bulb? Where did the poragi get his degree? From the cereal box, right? But yeah, listen, man, we all grew up. Dude, look, we're only exposed to what we're exposed to. I grew up thinking that everyone lived in huts. And dude, guys, I will never forget. This is so funny. What this girl is a representation of is someone who hasn't been anywhere. This isn't, guys. Oh my, I'll never ever forget this. My first week at Altus, Oklahoma, at Altus High School, right? I'm 16 years old. I'm a sophomore, and people, I'm the new guy in school, and they're like, hey, where are you from? Where'd you come from? I came from Hawaii. Oh, wow. What are you doing here? My dad was stationed in Altus. Like, what do you want? Then I started getting questions like, hey, did you guys have cable in Hawaii? And I'm like, what? Yeah, of course we had cable. What are you talking about? Like, these were people asking. Now, this was in the early 90s, before the internet. But these people honestly thought that there were grass huts and mini hoonies and everybody doing the hula all the time. That's ridiculous. There it is. MLD says, how do you kill 20 flies at once? Slap that little Ethiopian right in the face. There you go. There it is, man. There you go. Like, we all grew up with these biases, and Pixie's dumbass is still dumb enough to actually still believe them. It's ridiculous.
That's a stereotype.
This is what's shown to us, and it's the truth of it, and it's only through talking to people. Like, for example, working here, speaking to people like King, that I've learned. I've seen our other producer, Blessing, has shown me like places in Zimbabwe, like they literally have houses that look like what we would imagine a 5-star hotel.
There you go.
We don't get shown that because they want you to think, oh, in Africa, like they're all starving and they're all struggling, and they could never possibly be happy with that. And I think that's the problem, is thinking that they all have.
Pixie needs to shut the fuck up, guys. She needs to shut the fuck up. There is no rebuttal to this. There's no argument to this. Gentlemen, there just isn't. There's no rebuttal, guys. These men are from Africa, and they are telling you what it's like in Africa. They are telling you what you've seen on TV and on the internet is not what Africa is like, bitch. But she's steady saying, well, I need to see status and statistics and data. Unbelievable.
Because they don't have this standard of living. I agree with you, like, not having access to health is a bit of a different issue. However, to think that just because they go through all of these struggles that we couldn't...
Kevin Spamuel says, love that you know pigeon jokes, brother. Hey. Real shit. Hashtag Mililani High School. Portuguese.
Possibly get in our ignorant Western lives. We can possibly understand that. To think that just because they have different issues and stresses from us, that they therefore then have mental health problems that probably aren't diagnosed. Like, no, I think you're ignoring the fact that we just overdiagnose everything in the West because we like to make problems because we have our basic necessities met. So we make.
Yes, they're called first world problems. They're called first world problems. That's the word she's looking for. That's the phrase she is looking for. Look, let me bring this. Let me. And speaking of which, and we'll get back to this. This is the video. This is the video where me and Tommy just double-teamed this bitch. And I had to, dude, you know what? It's interesting. It's interesting. MLD, what do you know? MLD, I did not go to Mililani. I went to Mauna Loa High School. First, I went to Radford High School. Then I went to Mauna Loa. But I never went to Mililani High School. No. My very first girlfriend in Hawaii, she was from Waipahu. She now lives in Reno, incidentally enough. Damn, I keep forgetting that MLD used to live in Hawaii. So anyway, so this is me humbling Nina the pineapple. And I think Nina's been on a couple of times after that, but I want you guys to buckle up. I went in on this girl so badly, by the end of the show, she was literally in tears. Shea Butter was there too. Yes, she was. And was Juicy? No, I don't think Juicy was there. Maybe. Check it out.
16.
Look, let me bring this back around. I understand what you're trying to say, but I want you to understand you live in a different America than black women. Those are the facts. You might not live in the same America as white women, but you live in a very different America than black women, and they would tell you that. That's the first thing. The second,
I'm not denying that though.
Right, but when you
you're
say
trying to commiserate with them.
No, I understand, and maybe I don't know, maybe it was like a misuse of the term. But when you say person of color, a lot of people think you're maybe trying to tell people that you have the same problems as black women.
No, I've never claimed to be black.
Yes, okay. When you say, I understand that, but you don't, Nina. You live in a different America than black women.
Okay,
no.
Thank the Lord, I'm top 1% of society. But if
not anymore, you're not, Nina.
If I lived in, like, let's say.
But you live in America. Well, no, sweetie. Let's not do the hypotheticals, okay? You live in a different America than black women. And listen, I'm glad you're an influencer, but you're complaining, blonde bimbos. What you're doing is complaining about first world. What you are doing is you're complaining about first world problems. Black women Black women, and again, I know we've been hard on you guys, but you guys have it fucking tough. You're a genuine sweetheart. You two live in a very different America, and so when you use that terminology as a woman of color, a lot of people watching could kind of take, and Tommy did, so Nina's trying to say she's black. I'm not saying that that's what you said, but
Never
when you
claimed to be black.
Okay, but when you say woman of color, that's what people think that you're saying.
All right, we're gonna move on. Hold on. We're gonna
I
move on.
mean, woman of color just means non-white woman.
These black women. This enough.
Honestly, out of my 20th time that I've been on
Keep
this
watching.
podcast, it's about to be a year since I've been on the podcast.
Hey, longevity.
Is that regular? I love you guys. Thank you for having me. But I think this has been like the harshest.
I mean, Tommy.
Hey! The harshest.
I mean, Donovan, yes, it has.
Identify with my struggle, but
I mean, Tommy and Donovan.
And Poxon told her, "Look, you got Tommy and Donovan. It's gonna be brutal."
This has been like the harshest.
I mean, Tommy and Donovan, yes, it has.
identify with my struggle. But guess what? When y'all were talking about what men want and women want, the number one thing that y'all kept saying that men want is to come home to peace.
Watch
so I don't
closely.
want to identify with your fucking struggle. Fuck your struggle. When you came home into my house, I want to identify with some grit, steak, and eggs, and I want to identify with my dick getting sucked.
Real
and
talk.
I want to identify with the Super Bowl and you cheering for the team that I like. The girls I like best are the ones that every nigga they date, they wear the jersey of the team he like.
Real
they don't
shit.
really like football, but they like that man. So therefore, they know how to treat a man. Same thing with a man. I treat every woman I date. People be
Watch
like,
Nina.
why is it that
Keep
there's
watching
black
her.
women who fucking with him talk shit about him? Because no matter what I say on my show, I treat everyone the same. You can't say I treated the white bitch I was with better than the black one. I treat them all well. Every one of them come out and be like, shit, I got something out of that deal. Because that's how I want it to be.
You're
and when
the
you do that
exception.
in life, when you are more of a positive person to be around, you actually attract positive people who can help build with you. When you come in wanting a motherfucker to struggle with you, do you know what you usually attract? A struggle-ass nigga. Both y'all can identify with y'all struggle, because y'all both struggling. I don't want a struggle bitch.
Like attracts like.
Listen,
All right, guys,
Okay,
let's
but-
cut it. It's getting late.
All right. Anything else?
Like, okay, I think it's not.
All right, guys.
It's not about like playing victim. It's the fact that we need to be able to acknowledge that everybody experiences the world differently.
That's what I just
according
said.
to race, because it is what it is. We are visual creatures. We're not colorblind. We all see color. We all see hair texture. We all see features, and it's not that you're gonna victimize yourself and say that you're not making it in life because of your skin color, but you do experience the world differently. And things are maybe easier or harder for you, and it's not. And you need to be able to acknowledge it. And it is what it is. That's the life God gave you.
So why don't we talk about women with fat asses like that? Because they have a easier life. Why don't we talk about women who are aesthetically prettier? They have an easier
Absolutely.
life. Yes, so then let's not
Absolutely.
make it about race, because there's been a lot of women who are dark-skinned who get right over that because they are aesthetically
That's
pretty.
right.
And they walk
Nafisa.
But
right on
let's
through
be
life.
real. A Lupita and a Lori Harvey is different.
But the
Lori
fact-
Harvey has
here's
a
the problem
huge
that dark-skinned
advantage
women
to
should
Lupita.
have. Every time y'all claim dark-skinned women are pretty, y'all name the same bitch. Every time y'all claim mixed chicks are beautiful, y'all name a wide range of bitches. I would be sick of hearing,
Oh
you done
my
named
God.
a bitch from night.
This is the reason Nina cries, because she is not. She up to this point, and I know Myron had checked her a couple of times, but up to that point, she had never been handled like she was, the way she was like when Tommy and I were on. We just didn't give a fuck. You want to know why we didn't give a fuck? I'm not trying to fuck Nina the pineapple, and that's what Myron says all the time. I'm not trying to fuck you. I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm telling it like it is.
1970 as the pretty black girl. It's ugly. It is. Stop. If you can name the pretty black girl, that means they're not.
Oops. Oh shit.
You
All
shouldn't
right.
be able to name one.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I don't get it.
What, you don't understand that if you can name what? It's like, okay, if a racist white person said, I have a... means they're not.
Look. Watch Nina. Oh, that wasn't juicy. That wasn't lovely. That is juicy.
You shouldn't be able to name
Watch.
one.
I don't get it.
What you don't
Look,
understand?
she's like, I don't get it, and she just kind of throws a fit. Watch. This is the brat in Nina coming out. Watch this.
You shouldn't be able to name one.
Okay.
I don't get it.
What you don't understand that if you can name what it's like, okay, if a racist white person said, I have a black friend, they racist. You can name the one nigga you know.
Right. I'm not racist. I love niggers.
That explains itself. If you can name one.
Oh,
Can I just say this?
Sorry.
I'm sorry, but before we go on, this panel is full of a bunch of beautiful women from different backgrounds. So you could have just named one of the.
Oh, stop it.
Sorry.
This panel is full of handsome niggas from different backgrounds.
This panel is full of old men that need to get to bed.
I'm saying we don't need to say that as men.
Yeah, you don't have to like point it out.
When you have to say that, that means it's like telling a person that's slow.
Oh my God.
You're very good at those blocks.
Yo, look at Nina. This is funny as fuck. Yo, that was it. Yo, we cooked this hoe, y'all. We absolutely cooked this hoe.
It's sad that we didn't get to go too far, but I love that.
There come the tears.
We're 5.5 hours in. We went as far as we could go.
Look at them tears. Look at them tears.
I'm just saying, I'm glad we touched a little bit of the topic because
that bitch said she was respectful of my bedtime.
was needed for a whole bunch of other people here.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
And then, all my LA people
here they
that
come.
Love me, catch me walking live Los Angeles Fashion Week. I'm gonna be there.
Yes.
Buy your tickets if you want to buy your ticket.
Really good perspective. Yeah. So y'all have that lock and.
All right, cool. With that said, guys, we will have Rollo Tomasi tomorrow at 6 p.m. One-on-one interview with him. We'll catch you guys then. Peace.
Peace. Oh boy. Yeah. That was Dio says ain't no way you wouldn't smash Nina. Oh, dude, I would. Dude, I will break her narrow ass. You kidding me? You kidding me, man? Like by the time I got done with Nina, man, her ass wouldn't be able to walk. Shit. Dude, and she's a little spinner. Dude, I don't know if any of you have ever, like, met Nina. Like, she is tiny. She is all of... Dude, she might be 5 feet tall. Maybe. She has an ass like an apricot, that's for sure. I've seen it up close and personal. Like, the ass is definitely as advertised. But yeah, she is little. I would, oh my God. I would split her narrow ass in two. Let's continue.
Problems. Well, we're just a bunch of whiners in the back. Oh my God, it's like complain about everything.
Yeah, but at the same time, like say for example, somewhere like a developing country, something like for example postnatal depression won't be recognized because they don't have that kind of mindset when it comes to things. So people will be suffering in silence, and we can't just say that those things don't happen. And for example, like say for example,
we're not saying that those things don't happen. We're saying that they're not as prevalent in certain areas as maybe you think they do. They think they are.
You said that you've never been to a doctor when you're living in your village and things like that. But women die in childbirth because there's complications.
Are you fucking... Oh, now she's jumped the shark. I got news for you. Miss Blue Cape. Up for Pixie. This is 2023. This ain't 1923. This ain't 1923, y'all. Women these days almost never die in childbirth. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, but here's the issue though. If you're going to bring up isolated situations, which obviously is very real and is happening, right? Like, make sure you specify you're talking about isolated incidents.
Thank you.
That's the thing I'm talking about. So I understand like there's an element of trying to apply empathy, and I get that. However, there's also sensitivity when you...
They're trying to make the exception the rule, guys.
Speak of these things, and say for example, if you were speaking of it, you said, I've traveled around 15, 20 countries, and this was my experience. I can respect that and accept that. Okay, that's my experience. You get what I'm trying to say to you. But when you say it, there's an element of presumption and assumption based on what the general thought is or the general perspective.
Well, I'll tell you why. I only asked it because what I found is like people will go on like a couple mission trips, and then come back with like the rest of the world needs saving.
Oh, okay, wait.
Oh, look who's triggered. Oh, she's... Oh, whoa. Oh, yes. Oh, I got to meme this. I gotta meme this. Oh, she is absolutely triggered. You want to know why she's triggered? Because Pearl just nailed her to the T. Listen to this. God, dude, she hit the bullseye. Watch.
Based on what the general...
Watch.
Well, I'll tell you why. I only asked it because what I found is like people will go on like a couple mission trips, and then come back with like the rest of the world needs saving.
Look.
Oh, okay, wait.
Wait. Ho. Shots fired. Target acquired. Shots fired. Direct it. Derek the Trader with the $5 super chat says, Nina has been on Fresh and Fit around 30 times. Yet she still has no idea what men want. Can 304s ever be saved? Here's the thing. Nina listen, any OnlyFans creator, any woman who is a sex worker, they very clearly understand what men want. They very clearly understand what men want. Okay? Every woman understands what men want. Every woman does. But the only ones who seem to acknowledge that they are aware of it are sex workers. Here's why. You ever seen a masculine stripper? You ever seen a stripper barefooted? Have you ever seen a stripper in regular jeans and a t-shirt? Have you ever seen an OnlyFans girl who says, I'm a strong and independent woman, donate to my OnlyFans? Nah, man. No. Women cosplay on OnlyFans. They cosplay the fit, feminine, friendly, docile, submissive, traditional, etc., etc. Because they know that's what pays the bills. They know that's what pays the bills. So these women know exactly what men want. And proof of this is on their OnlyFans. They're not on their OnlyFans, dressed in jeans and t-shirts talking about, I am woman, hear me roar. No, They're docile, they're soft, they're fit, feminine, and friendly. Bingo. That's how that works. All women are aware of what men want. All women are aware of what men want. And if you don't believe me, go watch any sex worker. They are as feminine as their mission dictates. And if their mission dictates getting paid, they turn it up all the way to the max, guys. They turn it up all the way at the max. Black Lemur 2009 says, Nina was all over a guy that will remain nameless at the Fresh and Fit party. No, she was all over Sneeko. Yes. Nina was all over Sneeko at the Fresh and Fit party. All over Sneeko. I was like, damn. I guess she's trying to shoot her shot on everybody. God damn. Yeah. Black Lemur, no. She was all over Sneeko, and Sneeko was all over her. I was there.
Like, I just find this phenomenon, because where I'm from, like, people do that.
This is funny. She's like, now wait a minute.
I go on a couple mission trips and be like,
but you know what? Yeah. But you know what?
Wait. No, I just find this phenomenon. I don't know. Wait. But then I like talk to the people like from these places, and they're like, no, we're okay.
There it is. Oh my God!
Build this stuff for you to build and then knock it down.
You know what it is? See, it's like okay. So
did Pearl just snort on a live stream? Oh my God, Pearl, you're a nerd.
No, they like build this stuff for you to build and then knock it down.
Oh my God.
See, it's like okay. So how many? We have like 200,000. Is it 200,000 years of recorded human history, right? You guys have to understand that people have been giving birth in caves. Like there's a Western notion that if you don't have every single thing, you're not going to be okay.
Thank you.
In certain parts of the world, we're not going to have certain diseases because we can't have those diseases. I'm not going to say people can't be depressed, but I promise you this: depression is not going to be the same way because people have to get to work. There's no time to be depressed when you have to feed. Africa's not the same. You can have 10 kids over there. If you can't feed them, no one's going to give you a house. No one's going to give you no benefits.
Thank you.
Not the same type of things over. So is it Chris? Is it China? Nice to meet you. What you're talking about, what you thought of Africa is, when I went to school, some people thought the same because of the images that got put in them. So let me give,
all you see, it's all you can.
That's fine, but let me give you a slightly different, like my upbringing, right? So I came to this country when I was probably about three and a half or what have you. My dad was a diplomat for the Cameroon embassy, and my dad is a professor with 2 PhDs, and he's a very learned man.
He's a smart guy.
He's also a professor. Yeah.
Wow.
He's also a doctor as well. And got a PhD as well. I have three sisters, a brother. They all educated, all married, all a child, right? I grew up in a 7-bedroom home. My sister went to private school. I had a very good upbringing.
Wow.
And
7-bedroom home, sister went to private school. Yeah, that's a far cry from these remote villages without clean water to drink.
If you really want to know about Africa, speak to Africans. Like, seriously,
thank you.
Not to know something, but to come on a platform and to make a blanket statement when you haven't, because you haven't traveled enough countries to make a statement, and it's okay, but it's ignorance.
Also, okay, wait. This is the best point.
Wait, can I just say something? And the problem with ignorance is when you meet the people that try to educate on the matter, you keep trying to interrupt.
Thank you.
More than the African person that was born in Africa, that grew up in Africa.
Thank you. I'm glad he's calling this out. Like, bitch, you're a fucking white girl who went on a couple of mission trips. Like, and you're trying to tell these men who are from Africa about the country that they were literally raised in. Well, I can go to my phone right now and prove you wrong. How the fuck are you going to do that?
That came here. You have several Africans here that are giving you their experience. Not anecdotal. We have 3 Africans here. Yeah.
Man, for real!
And he don't look like he's starving to me, you know what I mean? So it's like...
Wait, you guys are being very...
African.
Hey, okay.
Because you don't want to listen.
She said, you guys are being very... He said, I mean, I don't know what I don't know what she has to say here. I don't know. There's no defense for this.
No, you're not. This is no, okay, you know what? This is bullshit. Honestly,
Of course it is.
You can literally scroll back, look at what I said, and see that you're trying to like twist my words into this idea. You're twisting my words.
You're not listening.
I
You
am
prove my
listening.
point.
Hey, let me finish my sentence. Okay.
You can finish your sentence, but I
No,
can't.
you know what?
Wow.
I let you finish your sentence multiple times.
You actually didn't.
Okay, well, now I'm addressing to the people who are actually listening. First,
Wow.
I want to apologize. I didn't mean to come off as saying like, oh, all Africans are poor. I thought it was general.
Nobody is saying that you said all Africans are poor.
Knowledge that Africa has cities and that not like it's not all a destitute place. Like obviously it's not. I didn't know that that's a experience that you guys had growing up here or being here. That you got a lot of people thinking that
You're
way.
so ignorant.
That's my bad.
Oh my God, she is so fucking.
I'm African. I'm Caribbean.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, he said I'm not African. I'm Caribbean. Oh, now we got another conversation.
I feel like, no, can I say something? Everyone is ganging up on this girl, and I feel like it's unfair. To be honest, I feel like it's unfair because I just looked at a statistic: 1.1 billion.
Statistic. Here we go. So, here, guys, what is happening now is the sisterhood uber alles. This is the sisterhood caping up for each other. White girl in danger. Let's send the other white girl to rescue her.
Out of 6.1 billion people in this world live in acute, multi-dimensional poverty across 110 countries.
What is acute multidimensional poverty? What is that? That's a lot of qualifying words, actually.
And I feel like that's what she was trying to say, and it's just being taken out of context. It's really unfair.
If that's what she said, none of us would have said that. That's not what she said.
Well, you weren't listening to me.
Wow. So,
Did she not list other countries?
By the way, I just got a, oh, shit. Oh, sorry. Damn. Computer, turn on the overhead light. Computer, turn on the overhead light. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Oh, there it is.
Countries. Did she not say?
So I just got a message from Pearl. She says your reaction is good, hella funny. Can't wait to make content in Miami. Hey man, let's do it.
Other countries as well. It's not fair. Like she didn't just say.
Do you know what's not fair? Do you know?
Computer, turn off the overhead light. Got it.
What's not fair? Do you know what's not fair? You have 3 African people here that wasn't born in this country that are giving you their experience, and you're choosing.
I just read a statistic.
You just read a statistic. There it is. There it is. Do you hear this, guys? I just read a statistic. This dude just said you have 3 African men telling you the way it is. What's her rebuttal? I have a statistic. Guys, these people can't be helped. They can't be helped. We live in a generation where you can literally find anything on the internet to support your argument. Literally anything. Anything to support your argument. Anything. Guys, why do you think girls always go to their phones? I just read a statistic. This dude just said you got 3 black dudes who grew up in this environment telling you what it is. What did she say? I just read a statistic. As if that's the trump card or something. Listen to this again. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Other countries. Did she not say other countries as well? It's not fair. Like she didn't just say.
Do you know what's not fair? Do you know what's not fair? Do you know what's not fair? You have 3 African people here that wasn't born in this country that are giving you their experience, and you're choosing.
I just read a statistic.
I just read a statistic.
Because essentially there's so many countries, Colombia and Africa.
No, I said some African countries.
What ones?
Okay, I'm pretty sure Sudan, Ethiopia, I believe. Like, it's not like this super
Ethiopia, I believe.
out there idea. Like, as I said before, there are countries in Africa, obviously not all of them, obviously not all of Africa, that do suffer from poverty. So is the countries in South America.
States in America suffer from poverty?
Yeah, but it's a different degree and different level.
There
and
it
the reason
is.
why it's a different level is because it goes back to like access to like basic.
First world problems. People who live in poverty here would be rich in Africa. In some nations. Secondhand Truth says if you can think of it, there's probably a stat about it. Exactly. People use the internet and stats and studies as a crutch for their arguments. No. Tell me about what you've seen with your own eyes and heard. Guys, this is why I am where I am. No matter how many stats and studies that Destiny or Ethan Klein or Timcast IRL gives you about the way people are mate selecting, both men and women, no matter how much they can cite, this is why I am where I am. This is why people follow my advice, guys. Because my advice works. And the reason why it works is because it's based on empirical data and anecdotes. I didn't come up with womanese based on some sort of stat or statistic. No. I came up with womanese based on what I've experienced. And men who have also experienced this stuff identify with womanese to the tune of over $500,000 in sales. And yes, I've got receipts. You can go and look on my you can go and look on my YouTube channel. I made $100,000, dude. Anyway. Anyway, there's a reason why I was able to make 6 figures in 3 days with Womanese. It's because of my experience, lived experiences.
But I think the point they're trying to make is that a lot of it's like misrepresented by the media. And so they'll go to these places and say they're living in this terrible, terrible poverty. And then they'll say, well, no, we're not. And then oftentimes, like when they say that, they're like, well, where are your studies? And then they're like, well, I'm from Africa. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's their point.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not that like they don't have like there's certain things that, you know, but it's like it goes back to like who has a lower standard of living, like the people like us who have the birth control water or them who has to boil it, you know?
Well,
it's like
Thank you.
I think like what I was trying to say is that like, oh, you know, there's a lot of data showing that there's countries in Africa, South America, around the world that when you have like lower access to food, water, healthcare, it can cause a lot of tragedy and it can cause a lot of stress within families. That doesn't mean that there's no happy families. It doesn't mean it's impossible to have a good family.
I think like what I was trying to say is like a lot of times we like equate that's going to break up the family, but it's like the West, we have a higher standard of living than ever before. And we have more divorces. We have more.
Thank you. Thank you. If what Pixie was saying were factually accurate, why is the United States a cesspool when it comes to families and relationships? Why? Unbelievable.
Issues, and I don't think it's just that we have more people to diagnose it. Like I don't think that's true. I think we just have more issues because of single mother homes, which
we have more issues because of single mother homes and lack of a real clear and present danger.
In the West.
I mean, it's the cultural issues in the West, isn't it, that's underlying it, really. It's the fact that, you know, the family is less respected, the fact that, you know, religion's eroded, so therefore there are less societal controls on, you know, divorce and all the rest of it. It's those things, it's those cultural things, I think.
Skydaddy8 says, those shows were epic to say the least. Tommy and Don were laying the smackdown. Oh, dude, yeah, that was awesome.
I think also something what Bear was alluding to earlier on that we didn't even go into, I think, is this idea of poor. Like, people don't want to say the truth about you either have money or you don't, right? So when people say poor, they normally think of money. Or rich, you think of money, right? But there's such a thing as being rich in support, being rich with family, being rich, because you can have all the money you want and not have all those other things. Does it give you a better quality than another person? So I think...
Right, which is why I was saying, like, why do we...
Look. I mean, I understand what the brother's saying. Like, you can be rich in family and love and all that other kind of stuff, but they say, like the song goes, the best things are in life are free, but you can give them to the birds and the bees. I want money. Give me that superficiality.
Assume the West is better when a lot of times like in these places they'll have a lot like tighter knit family units.
Thank you.
You know,
I think the main argument that I was trying to get across was that like, hey, you know, there is a chance that a lot of these places are suffering from things that aren't diagnosed. There's a chance that they aren't, but I think we all overall can agree that hey, these people should have access to like healthy food, clean water, healthcare in general.
Do you think we have access to like? Because it just contradicts a little bit what you said earlier, where we have all these like hormones in the food and the water.
Yeah, but the point is that when we compare like the water quality to certain places to that of America, like there are places that have significantly worse water quality. So even though you can argue that like our water quality isn't perfect, it is still better than like getting a potential parasite.
But I think my whole point is that in the West, even though we have all these amenities, like the family unit it's terrible. Like,
there you go. There you go. What Pixie is trying to do, she is trying to equate socioeconomic success with the success of a country. We are the most economically successful country on the planet, and it's not close. This is why they call America the land of opportunity. This is why people are pushing down our borders. Dude, if I was in Mexico, I'd be trying to get over here too. I ain't even gonna lie. Dude, ICE would come and get me. Dude got a homeboy in Vegas. His name is Johnny Garcia. His ass was getting deported every 3 months. He would show up to our house 3 months later like it was nothing. What's up, guys? We're like, dude, what the fuck happened? ICE got me again. Sitting there puffing on his vape pen.
Third, half of kids are born out of wedlock into single mother homes because we reward all these terrible decisions.
Yeah, more kids in the UK are likely to have an iPhone than they are to have a dad in their lives.
Wow.
That's a real statistic.
Wow. What did she say?
It's like the family unit it's terrible. Like I think like what a third, half of kids are born out of wedlock into single mother homes because we reward all these terrible decisions.
Yeah, more kids in the UK are likely to have an iPhone than they are to have a dad in their lives.
Whoa! More kids in the UK are more likely to have an iPhone than a dad in the house. Oh my God. Wow.
That's a real statistic.
Wow.
Yeah, I had the same reaction. This was actually in 2013, so chances are that the numbers have gone drastically up by now. But in 2013, kids who were sitting their GCSEs were more likely to have an iPhone than they were to have a dad.
That's mad.
I mean, it's probably some of these iPhones are probably more useful than some of these dads out here, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He's
right.
Oh, come on.
What do you mean?
Then these dads out here?
Yeah. No, like,
you already know every single problem is linked to single mother homes.
100%. But at the same time, like I hold women account every single day.
Mike Williams tore his ACL? Are you talking about the receiver for the Chargers? Dude, when the hell did that happen? Oh my God. Unbelievable. I swear to God, dude. Dude, every week there are there are season-ending injuries.
And I have no problem
Damn.
with it. The part of holding women account is that I see men that are not holding themselves account. And, you know,
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
I see men that go out there and create these homes.
Yeah, look, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen they're stat mongers, but dude, they can never stay healthy. They never really can't.
Yeah, you understand? So it's like,
yeah, but the women open up their legs.
I understand the women open up their legs, but anyone that's got game and anyone that gets girls understand that you can make a woman open up her legs per se, right? Do you get me? Yeah. And if I
No. Now he's starting to lose me. We can get a girl to open up her legs, but we don't force them to do anything. Sorry.
Okay, no, 100%. So then I'm doing a little bit where come on, man, Romeo, come on. You know what I'm saying? There's that little bit where man them can twang, they can do the bars, they can do all of that stuff. Yeah, I understand, but
that's called game.
Where women have to say is that men always want to sleep with you. They're always going to do this. Yeah, they're always going to lie to you. So if you choose to believe the lie, then that's up to you. No one's forcing you to. But men, we know we got the twang. We know we got
China, man. That always is like a strong word. Like sometimes, maybe not always.
Okay. Sometimes, right? Do you know what it is? Because like I'm very hot on the women. You know, everyone that's seen the content knows I am. But I keep seeing men that are doing certain things, and I can't really co-sign it.
Like what, bro?
Like,
shit, man, it's about to get done.
Uh-oh.
You want to say something?
Well, look, he's about to hold men accountable. Let's see what he says.
Backing out of the fight.
Huh? No.
What have you done? What have you done, China, bro?
No.
China, what have you done, bro? What have you done?
Let me get back to business.
Oh, shit. Oh, he's about to tell on himself.
Yeah, get back to business. Trying to... Wait, what was I saying?
Motherfucking Pearl. Look at Pearl. He's about to tell on himself.
Like, certain man of like, what's the statistic? What?
Have you ever been a stepdad before?
Well, stepdad, come on, you know I don't play those games. Huh?
You want to be a stepdad, though?
No, I'll never be a stepdad.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
All right, I think we can leave it there. There we go. Great show, guys. I went an hour over, which really sucks, but that's what happens. Guys, right after the show, right after this live stream, join me on Rumble or Sharpstream, where we will continue our reaction to Love is Blind. I will be continuing my reaction to Love is Blind. We are on episode 2. We're on episode 2. Shit's about to get real. For real. Go to rumble.com/Donovan Sharpe, rumble.com/Donovan Sharpe, and you will be able to watch me break this down live and in living color. Now understand that these live streams go private as soon as I'm done with them. And the reason why is because I don't want to get dinged for copyright. So if you want access to all 30 seasons and 45,000 plus hours of my dating show breakdowns, become a member on Sharpstream at sharpstream.com, or patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. That is going to do it for this, the 1014th episode of TSR Live. My thanks to my super chatters, my new members, and all of my supporters. We'll see you guys on Rumble in a few. Have a good one, guys.